All right, welcome back to the Finding Truth podcast here on Unscripted Truth TV. Logan back at it again, episode 98. 2 away from the triple digis. So excited for that. Still want to throw out the line for any takers on ideas for episode 100 or movies or shows you want us to break down, or it would have to be soon because if it's a movie, I would need to be able to have time to rent it to hopefully try to do a presentation to show on the channel, and we can talk about it and things of that nature. But any suggestions really work for what we should do on episode 100 as well. So just throwing that out there at the beginning so you guys hear it. And but yeah, today we'll be just kind of perusing the news. I'm not 100% sure if Truth Shaman has anything specific he wants to share once he gets on, but I figured I would at least just kind of jump in. And there's a lot going on in the world every week, really. But there's no NASCAR race too, so there's nothing really to break down in that. We could look ahead to next week, but I was on very quick timing this week. I've only been home for about an hour. My girl had her baby shower today, and I haven't had much time to prepare anything, but I do want to take a peek at the week prior. I have some things that will branch off into some discussion points, but we'll see what happens when we get there. There's a couple of things I at least want to pop in on and talk about, like this latest shooting that they always like to give us. I believe this happened yesterday too, so Lord knows, another Saturday shooting, as we constantly talk about, and as always seems to work out that way. It's just I'm sure it's just a coincidence though. But look at Saturday, you look at shooting, got the 109 107 connection, keep the 37, and look at this headline: 3 killed, 7 wounded. Okay. Now Idaho as well. Is Idaho a 44 or no? Idaho is the 37. That's right. I'm tripping. So yeah, this happened in Idaho for another 37. So you got a shooting in Idaho. What do you know? 3 dead, 7 injured. Wow. Also, Kill has that 28 connection as well. But Kill and shooting has that 44 connection, and the 28 from Idaho also has that Kill connection as well. So what do you know? And I don't know if this will produce names. Okay, Chad Williams, a 24-year-old. What a Chad. Chad's got that 1616. Interesting. Chad Williams. 51 and 75 is interesting. Oops. 75 reminds me of the Order Out of Chaos. And let's see. Is it just... Oh, I can't spell. Let's just do it that way. No, I guess it's not Order of Illuminati. So the 51, why I was looking into that is just that's the founding date of Adam Weishaupt's founding date of May 1st. So that's the 51 there. I was just peeking in on. But yeah, 24-year-old Chad Williams. Let's peek here at the name Chad. Protector or defender? Yeah, I'm sure he was defending those burgers. He was in and out real quick. I mean, those bullets were in and out real quick too. if they were real. But Twin Falls, Idaho. Let's take a peek. See there, Twin Falls, which is Twin Falls has 35 and 55. Interesting. I believe it's ID is Idaho. What's the Idaho acronym? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, ID. So it's got the 129 base 8 counting for 201 and base 8 counting. The 48's a little bit interesting there. What was it? I'll spell that as well. It's got the 81 like ritual. So a good place for a ritual. Let's see, in and out. In and out. Wow. I believe it's called In-N-Out Burger. So we'll type both of them in it because it's always going to, people always just call it In-N-Out. But yeah, it's got very heavy usage there. You saw the 69 in the Order of the Illuminati. 93 is pretty heavy. They use that heavily with Saturn ritual things and things of that nature. Saturn's the keeper of death and things of that nature. So you see him, the Grim Reaper scythe based on Saturn. So you have a 3 people's time to exit stage left, 7 injured, and of course, shooting takes place in Idaho, with both equal 37. So looks pretty cut and dry. They did this here. Let's see if there's any if they name any of the victims here. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let us welcome our co-host, Truth Shaman. How's it going, brother?
It's going pretty well. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Had a cluster of a day, but in a good way. And we're here now. So I figured this episode we'll peruse some of the stories from this past week and see what happens. I know I want to get into the Anthony Fauci hearings. I just not to get into them because it's all just a circus. But with the recent outbreak of the measles, I do want to speak on some of that and RFK being back in the news and things of that nature. So I have some of that planned, but I was covering this latest contrived shooting at the In-N-Out Burger that happened just yesterday on a Saturday. Another shooting on a Saturday. We've never seen that before, have we?
That's exactly what I do whenever there's a mass shooting. Obviously, most of the time it's a Saturday or a Wednesday, but especially Saturday. And so I'll call my mom after a mass shooting. I just did it on Saturday. I was like, "Hey, did you hear about that mass shooting in Idaho Falls?" "Oh, no. Yeah, it was mass shooting." I'm like, "Wait, what day is it?" And she already knows. She's like, "Oh, Saturday." She knows the Saturday and shooting connection there, mass shooting connection.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because it does have the shooting. What's the mass shooting numbers? Oh, there's that 51. Mass shooting has the 51. Like the assailant's name is Chad Williams, which equals 51. Okay. So there not arbitrary there.
There it was. It was hiding. We found you, bud.
Chad Williams. What a Chad. And the name Chad means protector or defender. He was defending those fries, all right. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, Williams and Twin Falls is interesting too. But I wouldn't be surprised to have a Thomas be a victim or something like that. But I don't know if they have the victim list out.
What? Okay, so I was just seeing something. This is it's really, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But so, what was the shooter's middle name? Is it Jacoby? Is that correct?
I didn't see it. Let's take a look.
Well, I saw somewhere that it was Jacoby, which Zach talked about this professional bowler yesterday on his video, and I had actually on my own, that was what it was kind of blowing my mind. On my own, I saw that online, and I did my own decode, and I was already breaking it down. So then I saw him do it as well. But that professional bowler, his name was Jacob, spelled with a K, and I'm pretty sure this shooter, same thing. It's Jacoby, spelled with a Jakobe.
OBE.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It was OBE. Could have sworn it was this one. Yeah, dude, it's that the middle name is nowhere to be found now on any of these. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Maybe that's not who I was talking about. It was a guy named Darius Jacoby Smith. Who is that? Boise, Idaho. 19-year-old.
So why just keep saying the same thing? Who is this person?
But the interesting thing about this person is that Jacoby with a K, and then that Jacob, that professional bowler that passed away on the 31st, the same thing with a K. It's not the common spelling. But if you go back biblically, the name Jacob comes from Jacob is the son of Isaac. Mm-hmm. And actually Jacob and Esau are twins. They were born, yes. They're twins. And he was holding on to Esau's heel. That's like all big in the story of it. But so yeah, this like Jacob and then the twin falls.
Very, very interesting esoteric connection.
And then also just common sense, like play on words, like when you think about in reference to 9/11, Twin Towers fell. Twin fall.
So, in fact, there's very similar reference in Back to the Future with like Twin Pines Mall or something like that. They did the like 9/11 on the clock. But so it seems like this guy got. What was that?
Then it
turns to Lone Pine. Yes,
like they built the One World Trade Center.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like this guy got conflated initially. This Darius Jacoby Smith.
So and he's not the shooter though, but they thought he might have been at first.
Yeah, they shared his name online initially, and then it ended up being this Chad Williams character. So let's do a look at this. So you said you found something on this Darius Jacoby Smith though?
I saw a video on YouTube earlier. I can't remember where there's just my TV's just been playing all day while I've been getting stuff done. And so I just remember seeing that. And what stood out was the middle name Jacoby, because I had just did my own decode and also saw Zach bring up this professional bowler named Jacob with a K, which is, not common, not as common as with the C.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, you do have that 37 show up in this guy's name with numerology. Take the 0 out, and that was the victim count was 3 dead, 7 injured, just like Idaho equals 37. So that 37 plays here as well. So it's probably not an accident that they used this guy initially. What is happening here? The confusion comes from an older Twin Falls case from 2022 at 222, which is so funny because it's that has no connection to the latest shooting. Here's what I actually know: why Smith's name is being mentioned and what police have said. Claims started after people found old police reports and news stories from 2022 that were mentioned Darius Jacoby Smith. Those reports were then wrongly shared as if they were connected to the shooting. Okay, at least 3 dead and 2 injured at first. Okay, suspect dead. I don't care. Okay, I guess that's the article. This is just like an AI Hindustan Times. It's like they even claim it's an AI writing it too. It's just kind of, it says Sejal Gupta. Yeah, sure, buddy. But anyway, so looks like that guy got conflated. Well, this whole thing is a conflation.
what's interesting about that, because I mean, these aren't accidents, how they conflated at first with this. So that's totally intentional for whatever reason. There's obviously a message in that. But I was just explaining how his middle name with the K in it, just like the Jacob, the professional bowler. And like you just said, initial report was 3 dead, 2 injured. And that Jacob, his last name's Butt Turf. But,
yeah, I saw that.
Dude, unreal. Like, obviously, like, come on, it's not even real. Come on. But he allegedly was 32, you know. And so like 3 dead, 2 injured, while it was Darius, Jacoby, and Jacob, and then they all changed it to the 3 and the 7 and Chad Williams, I guess. So.
And you got the upholder of the good, Mr. Darius. So you have the protector and the upholder of the good. These are the people that are the etymology
of both names are like pretty much like semantics right here, you know.
And let's see. I would assume that, like, what is Jacoby like of the Jacobites? Like, what would be the
maybe originating from Jacob, so like a son. It'd be like
going to be
Johnson, but Jacob's son. You know,
let's just do the comments.
Supplanter.
The supplanter, holder of the heel. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, it's just very tied to the Old Testament, Jacob and Esau. So good call on the twin there. Makes sense that they used to say.
Whether it be a Thomas or something, you know, they have to have the twin.
Now, what did Williams say again? Son of William. It's like, sure, but like, what does William mean, you dipshit? Come on. It just, okay, like will or desire. Okay, so it's helmet or protection. That's weird.
Desire for helmet or protection. Helmet protection. This is a Trojan commercial, guys.
Well, yeah, and you got the Chad with the Trojan, but
I mean,
Chad like, also means defender.
Elastic is what I was talking about.
Interesting.
I mean, it is interesting how this name, like the nickname of William, is used as a phallic reference as well, like Willie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're like the etymology of the name, if you want to be sarcastic about it, it translates right there for a D joke.
So died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's like, this is the same person?
Look at that picture of him, man. It like doesn't even look real. Like, look how he's holding that gun. What the hell is he doing? It looks like he's like
not ready to fire it. And like, why are his fingers in front of the like trigger and guard right there?
Would you naturally hold it down like that? Like, you know what I mean? That just looks so like awkward and odd. And maybe it's not legit. Look at that bush too. I mean, that's obviously
like his fingers are like going through, are like opaque.
I think this might be the most fake picture I've ever seen.
Look at this.
Dude, look at that. Oh my God. Yeah, his finger looks broken. On the other hand.
Well, like, first of all, this is like an invisible finger here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks like he only has 3 fingers and a thumb.
He's a reptilian, dude.
And then this hand is just over it. This is like just clearly AI. This is not going to be, so you're not going to make some case for the refresh rate of the camera that caught that's what they'll say. I bet you that's what they would say. But who's this guy?
Look at the trigger finger. Have you ever seen the movie Major Payne?
Yeah. Well, I've seen parts of it. I have not.
Well, have you seen the beginning, like the first couple minutes? He breaks that dude's finger to the side. You remember that?
No.
Oh, well, okay. Never mind. That's what his finger looks like on his right hand. That thing looks like it's like dislocated at a joint somewhere. He needs to see an orthopedic immediately.
Yeah, this is completely AI. Also, like, who the hell is this guy? He does not even have a fade in this cut. Like, this guy has dark hair on the side. Like, his fade is like filled in. This guy has a literal like high top fade, mohawk.
Mm.
Who's that guy? And why is this car like in pieces?
Well, that guy's face right there kind of looks like like an Abercrombie and Fitch mannequin.
He kind of looks like Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Venom took over. It's like Tom Hardy. Maybe Tom Hardy went off the rails. But oops.
He's playing dual roles.
Yeah, this is AI completely. Has anyone looked at this picture? This shit's fake. Why would you hold the gun over the top like that and then this hand's not holding? How is the gun floating there? You tell me there's no weight in the back? He's not using the strap, so you can't say the strap's being used. Also, why is the strap becoming part of a bush? Look, it like goes into the bush. You're telling me he was walking by that bush and he just had to go into it? He didn't avoid the bush?
That bush is just like an impressionist painting, maybe by Manet or something.
Like a happy little mistake here. Little Bob Ross action.
It's my nickname, bud. Don't wear it out.
We're all just little happy accidents.
Yeah, and look at that wall behind him. Like that's weird. Is that brick? Because it looks curving right there.
Yeah, maybe this is some.
It's an artist rendering.
Yeah, this is a Instagram models brick wall.
Like, that's the Salvador Dali portion of the picture.
And then who the hell is this guy? And also,
it took inspiration from all over, dude. You know, surrealist into the impressionism. It was just a magnificent.
What is this In-N-Out burger? What am I looking at? Is this the drive-through? What is this like arch that he's in? What is it?
It looks like a private residence almost.
I'm about to go look this up.
Like the In-N-Out part cropped out.
When
we don't have In-N-Out over here on this side of the country. Down here.
Okay, so there is like an arch thing, like a weird thing, but like, what is that door? I want to see it. Okay, so it's like a drive-through portion. I just don't see it there. Where
does it show that one with the lady cop? I think I don't know if it looks like it has a bun on top of her head, but that cop car, does it show the number of the squad car on that picture? You know how often it's 322. They have a 322 cop car pull up in all these shots of like at a shooting. Or I was watching. There's a guy that walked up on the bridge in LA last week, and of course they pull this cop car SUV right through and park it right there. 322. Like, oh my god.
So this isn't like matching up. So like the In-N-Out, which is like all dirty, by the way. Like, why is it all dirty?
Yeah, someone threw something at it.
But like there's the arch and there's like a drive-through like portion of it. Where is this? This is not a drive-through portion like in the same way that it was. Is there an In-N-Out sign on the other side?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like you see where the In-N-Out is here?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same as this. That's clearly different. Like, so maybe I find a different angle of this In-N-Out. I just want to prove that this shit is fake. Like, prove it. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's not this angle. See, they don't have In-N-Out on the side. Like, there's no In-N-Out here that makes sense for this drive-through portion. So
yeah, it doesn't even look like the same building.
This is clearly not it. Okay, I gotta find this now. Okay, I gotta like literally look up the business, not images.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, dude. Do they have the address to that specific In-N-Out? We'll Google Earth it.
Oh, that's a good
just
point.
Go down Street View that thing, man. Ow, dude. Sorry.
The Outback Steakhouse. Wait, what the hell? Where am I?
Yeah.
That's a nice view.
One thing I'll give it up to Outback Steakhouse is their pumpernickel bread. When you sit down at the table, that's good.
Bro, this is not the outside of that In-N-Out burger. What's it talking about? Temporarily closed. Yeah, we understand. But
what's the address it said?
Yeah, 1965 Blue Lakes Boulevard.
Okay.
Why is the Street View takeaway? You're telling me they haven't had a Street View camera there since before there was an In-N-Out Burger? That doesn't sound right.
Watch us find out. They literally just threw this thing up. It's like it's an In-N-Out set, like a Hollywood set, like legit. Which I mean, it's pretty much what they do anyway. Snake River, that's where it was by. There's probably symbolism to that too. Snake River, right there.
Fuck it up.
Man, you just yacked on my thing, man. Why are you doing that? Go away.
Yeah, I don't know why this wouldn't be available to be seen. Like it offers up a street view, but it's not even. Maybe I'll have to go down the road or something.
Well, man, I've saw that there's like literally, what? Especially like big cities, you know, as far as like I'm kind of thinking along the lines of crisis actors, right?
Yeah.
They have it phrased different ways. I'm trying to remember different ways they phrased it exactly, but I mean, yeah, there's like online wanted ads basically for crisis actors that this one person was rattling off. I can't remember where it was at.
Bro, what the hell is this thing talking about?
So this is right down the street from it?
I don't know. Like the only thing I find is okay. Wait. Don't these have a date stamp?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
What did I just post? I thought these usually had a date stamp. 2018. They haven't had a Google update to this place in almost a decade. All right.
Well, they probably did. There's just they took those off the internet like 2 weeks ago.
Before like this used to be an Outback.
Removed all the photos from, you know, anywhere prior to 8 years. We'll go back 8 years from that, which is probably before this place was built too, because I'm not seeing it anywhere. Right? Are you?
Well, no. I'm guessing this is the parking lot that it currently resides in. Also, this is like extremely early morning. The sun's on the sky. So this is like before they open, or this Outback's already closed. There's a guy camping out in the back. Maybe this is the shooter scoping it out in 2018. But he's like, I'll wait till it becomes an In-N-Out. He's mad that they took his Outback away. He's like, I love my Outback Steakhouse. How dare they? But yeah, this is crazy. This is from 2018. That let's see if there any like newer one that can show. Because sometimes you go down the street and it's like updated. It's like a little timestamp they have.
Mattress firm. Hey, I'm all conspiracy about mattress stores, dude. Those are money laundering facilities, in my opinion. Who gets a mattress as often as how prevalent mattress stores are? Doesn't make sense.
We need 5 different mattress stores in any given area.
Right.
Or else we're just not serving enough.
Quarter to a half mile of each other, there's 6. Like what? Mattress King, Mattress Firm, blah, blah, blah. Dude, that's just money laundering. Oh, we got our chemtrails hardcore right here, man.
Oh, yeah, back in. See, here we go, 2022.
The Blue Angels flew over right
So they
here.
did go back down this area, but they didn't hit. That's crazy. I believe it was this way. Oh my God.
That's
well, either way.
Kind of a beautiful picture in a way.
So they don't have a recent image of this In-N-Out burger that you can just go and look at. You have to just like, this isn't adding up. Like, okay. Let's see. Where was that? It's like they show you this, and there's the archway. There is no In-N-Out Burger sign above this. And if it's in the front, and if it's anything like that other In-N-Out Burger, this doesn't line up. The cars wouldn't be pulling in from this side. This is like AI got this backwards. And by the way, the AI always basically does like the trees and stuff correct. It always does that kind of stuff. But look at this car. Like, why is the car's bumper like cracked and sideways? Like, maybe, okay, you can not say you can't have a cracked bumper. Why does this guy have no hair in this picture and then hair in this picture? Why is this guy's hand like absolutely just cooked with a black pinky, and his thumb is like out of disjointed and over the gun, and his strap is going through a bush, and his other hand is still also not holding on? It's like he's almost trying to work a lever action rifle on a rifle that has no lever action. Like, it looks like, you know, kind of like he's cranking the lever action, but there's nothing there to hold. So he's just holding the front tip of the barrel, which, by the way, that barrel doesn't even look right. Why is it so big? What is this thing?
This is a evidence of a kid that grew up in the Bop It era of childhood toys. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Bop It, Pull It, Screw It.
Oh, yeah. We got it.
You know what I'm saying? That's how he's kind of holding it. It's like how it had all those.
Oh yeah, you had to be ready for each one. Yeah, he's a pro.
That's how he's holding his gun right here. He's like, you know,
shoot it. But yeah, he's yeah, absolutely.
That was perfect. Hey, what was the other picture? It had where you were looking at it and it had the sideways view of the cop SUV.
I didn't see a sideways view. Because I tried looking at that first one and you couldn't see a number on the car. So
yeah, it was. You had one of those tabs that you were clicking on, and it had the two. Yeah, this one.
Okay, here we go.
Is that? We got E2, 52.
Yeah. Just dial 911. It's usually on the back of their cars.
Yeah.
The cruisers. I'm telling you though, like this layout, like the other In-N-Out picture I got, which was not the Twin Falls one, but either way, this does not match up. Like the In-N-Out sign is going to be on the other side.
Look at that.
This right here.
Nielsen Point. Are there any famous Nielsen's? What is that one guy's name from the gun? Leslie Nielsen. Is he still alive or is he dead?
Yeah, he's cooked. He just said that he had the
dude. Watch him expire. You see that Nielsen's Point was the street sign right there. Do you see that?
Oh no, he did die. What the hell?
He did. Never mind.
Okay. That's why they had Liam Neeson play in the recent what's the Naked Gun?
Oh, they had him do it instead.
Mm-hmm. Damn, he died a while ago too. He's a good, you know, he played a villain in one movie that was actually pretty damn scary. It was like he was this killer who would bury people in the sand on his private island and like wait for the tide to come in and drown them.
That's brutal, right?
And he would film the entire thing.
For sure. He would film it?
And he would, yeah. And so he'd like get somebody's loved one first, and then like he would film it, and then they'd have a TV on the beach, and that's what the person would have to sit there and watch while the tide came in, was their loved one being drowned, and as they drown.
Wow.
But it was like a horror film. It's like the people that he killed like came back as zombies. It was crazy.
What, like, how old is that movie?
Let's look it up. I don't know the name of it at all either. I guess let's just.
Well, like Naked Gun, you know, it's such a goofy movie, but I mean, there's so much to that as far as like O.J. Simpson starring in that movie. There's a whole element about the Queen, you know, and then it's literally talking about basically MK Ultra. I mean, that's what they Manchurian candidate, one of the baseball players, you know, to kill the Queen. Oh my God, he was born Regina, Canada, and what did I just talk about? The Queen. Regina means queen.
Yeah.
And so, like what a coincidence! He was born in Regina, and
also the British crown is the royalty of Canada. They own Canada, so.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. And so it just so happens that his one of his biggest movies, if not is about a big element of killing the queen, and he's from basically Queen, Canada. Nice. 84 years old.
Made it to 84.
What an age.
So the police chief, Matthew Hicks, let's see. I mean, Matthew's another biblical, he's an apostle?
Yeah, what is Matthew like about balance? Is that
gift of God or gift of Yahweh?
Okay.
And what was it, Hicks? I have my assumptions.
His name almost says Modest Yahoo down there.
Son or descendant of Richard. So there's another dick joke for you.
Always with the D jokes, man.
Ruler and or brave or strong. Is that everyone's name means? Doesn't sound like.
So he's a 24-year-old shooter.
Yeah.
Interesting, because 24, I've noticed, has been playing in like the sports this weekend, which obviously it's not like it's something new, but like whatever, like if there's shootings like this, the ages of victims or shooters and all the like, their ages will be like playing in the sports.
Yeah, it seems like they're not currently released the victims' names, but
well, look at that. He's 24, and then it specifically mentions the 24th of July. Okay.
The restaurant had opened only about a week earlier. Okay. So this is like a very new store. Guys, come on. Yeah. This is not a coincidence. This is infamy works the same way as fame. Like fame and infamy are hand in hand. They're this two sides of the same coin. They do things like this. Any attention is good attention at the end of the day, basically. You know how many people will stop by to like potentially see or to go to the In-N-Out where there was a shooting or whatever, and you think they're not going to have a burger? You think they're not going to like it? It's sick what they do.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this just reeks and has so much evidence and breadcrumbs to lead right to that this building was built for this, dude. it was built for this mass shooting. You know what I mean? It just opened a week before or whatever it just said.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a Hollywood set in Idaho. Okay, guys.
This fake person came and just ruined. I wish I could see what kind of car this is.
Right. It looks like one of those Nissan trucks to me.
Why I say that is because I might be tripping. I might just be used to like passenger vehicles, but those rims don't look very big. I worked at AutoZone for a while, and all the like lug sets that we sold. Am I tripping? I swear most of them have 5, but maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it's just 5 and 6. I know they have 8 as well. Some like trucks, big trucks have like 8 lug nuts, but it'd be just funny if it was another AI mistake having 6 lugs there. But anyway, looks like there's like a bullet hole in the back of this car.
I bet you're right though. If we were able to see at what make and model that vehicle is, that right there behind him, I bet looking at that wheelbase, you would be able to find an AI glitch probably. One extra or one extra negative, space in the actual alloy part.
Well, isn't it also weird that they include don't they usually blur these things out like license plates of civilians?
Yeah, good point.
Let's see what a Idaho license plate looks like.
Idaho? Idaho.
Okay. Let's go 2024. Let's just the older Mazda. It's even older than 2024, but
Quarter lean.
It's definitely not. No, not. It knows what I'm asking for. I don't want like the ones you can buy. Okay, the ones I see all the time in Oregon are these like red top ones though, or in Washington too. Like I see a lot of Idaho license plates, and they are like this, like with the red top, which looks absolutely nothing like that.
No,
I mean honestly,
that looks like a government almost license plate. That white one right there, because it only has like 4 caricatures and like it looks almost.
They're
like
not even like even.
No.
It just looks like a kid wrote them in. It looks like it says bot MX or something like that. Or like, yeah. And it's a Mazda 3. I can tell what kind of car it is. Yeah, this is just look like this is not what a Mazda 3's bumper looks like. Even if it is like this one's all cracked and messed up. What is this going on down here? What is this like super straight? Like it got stretched in paint or something. Like, what is this? Like, why is it all stretched like this? Like straight as hell. Like, guys, that's not what a Mazda 3 looks like. Even, okay, maybe it's a Mazda 5 or 6. Either way, they all have like very similar body styles. Mazda 3 rear. Man,
it was so much easier whenever cars had like an actual name.
Okay, I don't want a new one.
Which isn't it interesting how like models of cars are so astrological?
So tough to pull.
Like a
Taurus, of course,
and a Sirius. You know,
I mean the Subaru emblem is just stars and the like. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys see it. Don't trade on me. But yeah, I'm not seeing any examples of these that are even close. Yeah, this is all just like example zeros, but that's not like, maybe the classic could be, you could convince me that this is like a classic one, but also why would it be this way? Like, why wouldn't it be a standard one like these? So very weird.
Look at that 144 over there on the right side.
Yeah, famous potatoes. So yeah, that's not adding up. It looks like just some random letters, and it's like a messed up bumper with like a messed up back end that doesn't even like look right. I mean, guys, I'm trying to prove this to you guys. I'm already sold that this is absolutely an AI. Like, look at anybody who needs to like, first of all, like, try to isolate the gun. Like, where does it even go here? Like, I understand that the stock is like smaller, but like, shouldn't it still be like right here? Like, how thin was the stock, and why would you have such a thin stock with such a massive barrel? Like, this barrel is massive. Also, is like humongous iron sights. I just like, but you also like, why would you have such massive iron sights when you have a scope such as this?
So like, did they like intentionally blur out? I mean, it looks like more than that, but I mean, look at his strap as it's going down. It literally bleeds into the freaking bush.
That's what I was saying.
And like right here by his hand, where it's like this, the contrast underneath his right on our left. It's just the contrast is so crazy underneath his hand. You can see where it's bleeding and it's going over. It's like colored in the lines. Like look on top of his right wrist. You see how that gray, it comes down into his skin. And so it's obviously doctoring. And then that space right there between the gray by his elbow, there's like a black line. So it's like they obviously blocking something out or something. Or is that what they're trying to edit, that part? I mean, it all looks. It's
just a fake photo. It's just like you give it a prompt.
Look at his beard. His beard is literally like a pixel on his left cheek. It's like a pixel.
But yeah, you made another good point too. Like the curved wall in the background. Where is this? Where is this? Like, where is this photo? The in and out's not brick. So where is this taken?
I mean, this literally looks like someone painted it. Like, you know what I mean? Like very realistic. Okay. Tried their best to realistically paint a picture digitally or something. It's weird.
Bear with us, guys, because like I said, I already know that this shit is not real. But my question is, where is that brick building? It's not gonna, Street View is not gonna be any help. I'd have to know, like, I guess we go to Google Maps. Where were we back? In and out.
Shalina. Double.
I just want to see if I could have shown some sort of picture of it. Okay. Never mind. Let's try to go to the maps. Okay. Mo Betta's Hawaiian style food. That's a brick building. So this was across the parking lot. And so across the parking lot, they have somebody took images of him by the Mo Betta's. Okay, that doesn't have the brick facade like I thought it did.
They're right down the street. Also, it said there's something called the Twins. We've been talking about all the Twin. Literally right across from the Twins.
Looks like they're a lookout point. Oh yeah, it's a statue.
And an Evel Knievel jump monument. Dude, they have so many statues. That's what that is too. They have like multiple What's up with that?
He jumped this canal.
Oh, I've seen that video. That's classic. Okay. Historical landmark. You're
damn it's right, literally buddy. Right down the street, like a tenth of a mile away.
At least that was back when America pretended to be good.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't say what this is. Oh, okay. That's not brick though. Is this the Outback? Something.
What was this is 1921.
Johnny Carino's.
Permanently closed. That's probably where they built it, man.
It's no, this is across the street from that spot.
From the In-N-Out?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just trying to look around at the buildings. See, it just keeps changing. So here's the Outback where this Outback is now the In-N-Out. And it was closed at this point in 2018. So they hadn't done anything with this portion, this area, for a long time.
Yeah, this
eight years they had this planned out.
As far as being like a thriving business area, it seems like a lot of these places have been closed down for years, obviously for a reason. They're getting all this ready, you know what I'm saying? For probably the last few years. Less eyes checking them out as they're, building a set, a Hollywood set, basically. In my opinion.
So I want more pictures of the facade of the building. I don't see, like, this building is made out of brick, but it has it's like windows all the way around.
Allegedly.
So I don't know where this brick would have been. Like, where is this brick building? Like, where did they take that picture from? Where did he come from? Why would you walk from like a half mile away to your target with an AR, grabbing it with the front of the barrel, open hand, like overhand? Where are you coming from? I know it's not. I'm building the case for why you shouldn't trust this photo at all.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like to the people of the world out there, Logan has been looking and searching all over. Go Google Street View, go all these angles, and you can't find where that's at. This is literally created out of nothing. That place where that picture, it doesn't exist in the physical world, I don't think. You know what I mean?
And this this isn't even right. If you guys just look at it, it doesn't like line up. I don't want to hear anything about perspective. What the fuck is that? Like, what am I looking at? Why is it like the angle doesn't add up? You saw the picture with the like, where is it at this building? Okay, this is the front facade, so that's not the one we were looking at. We're looking at the drive-through area. Obviously, you see the car here, and there we went and looked at them. These would be drive-through windows. The first one you stop and you order. The second one you get your food and pay.
And I get that, like, perspective-wise, it might, but those bushes look like they're right going across the road where you would drive your car through there to that window. You know what I mean? Behind the white car.
Not to be honest, I had to look at it
with the guy, like right there. Those bushes look like they're kind of. I get perspective if you're, level. Those bushes could look like they're pressed up, but they look like they're pretty close. It doesn't look like there's a lane to even drive into where it looks like he pulled that white car right there and parked, or whoever did.
And why are they all the cops at the Petco across the street? Is that where we were shooting from?
Bags of dog food, man.
I guess they do have some good sales going on there. Just finding anything in the midst of this crap is just a joke.
Chad Williams.
That's just okay. Do you guys see what I'm saying with this picture? Oops, not link. Look closely. There is no in and out on the facade of this picture. It's at the front. That is not what you're seeing right here. So it's like, unless he was like right here, which in that case, like that, this angle's not adding up. If this is the front, like look at it again. This is the front. You're looking through this archway. There's a drive-through and a car like right there. And unless this is just like, what is this? This is not the drive-through. Like, this is not the drive-through window, I should say. Unless that is glass, it's just, let me pull it. Like, maybe. But it, like, the other thing too, look, it goes all the way to the ceiling. These do not go all the way to the ceiling. They stop right here. It's just, guys, it's very strange. And if you need it to be lined up, it doesn't even make sense. Like, look at it. You look straight on at the in and out sign. So you're looking right this way. Like, why is the wall, like, I don't know how to explain it direction wise, but this does not make sense. It doesn't add up. This opening in the back that looks like it's another column or archway when it's supposed to be this drive-through window, that makes no sense. Mm-hmm. And I mean, honestly, guys, the shrubbery is not even close.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything
there is no shrubbery. No. Like, even if I guess the picture was taken from back here and this is like the foreground shrubbery, where is it? Because keep in mind, guys, they're looking straight ahead at this in and out, maybe skewed slightly to the left. Where's that tree? Where's this tree? Like over here? But then you wouldn't have that angle. You wouldn't have the angle of the in and out straight ahead. Look, the in and out is like straight ahead. If you're over off to the left over here, the in and out would be skewed and turned. But it's straight on. It's like the in and out sign is straight on, but everything underneath of it is skewed and turned. It's just, this picture is bullshit.
Dude, well,
you gave the AI a picture of this in and out and you told him to have a gunman by a car, a nondescript car. And that's what you get what you pay for. Also, it's a brand new, it's been open a week and there's already crap all over it. It's already like black and like dirty. And there's no like black mark here. It's like, sure, smudge on the camera, but like a smudge on the camera that has a static spot. Anyway, this is some bullshit. 100%. And like, what is all this stuff? Like bullet, like what is this? There's like markings inside of this is a brand new building.
You remember that trick that people used to do where they'd say, hey, look at this. And you would look and they were doing the fingers thing with making the OK symbol. Oh God. Or this, I guess 666. That's what it looks like. It looks like if you look down to what you're just pointing at, like what is that, bullet holes, whatever. It kind of looks like someone making you look at the thing to punch a slug in the arm. Got him.
But yeah, guys, there's no shrubbery. The shrubbery does not line up. This little tree right here, if you're saying that's this tree, what the fuck are we talking about? This tree, it goes all up past the ceiling, the archway. Guys, this shit is fake. These cops are doing an exercise outside of this In-N-Out that just opened. Okay, let's see who the owner of this In-N-Out is. Let's check this shit.
A lot of these mass shootings that happen, if you look into that area, like especially if they're at schools, they would have just ran an exercise on a shooting, an active shooter, like 2 months before or a month before. Maybe there was an active shooter probably training somewhere around that business.
Where was that last school shooting?
Uvalde?
Oh,
I know Uvalde. They had a
no. It was the Charlie Kirk. I think it was the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yeah, it was the Charlie Kirk assassination. There was right down the street, a school had just done an active shooter drill. I could bring that up, but dude, I came with receipts because there was a kid who was interviewed who talked about it. He said he got out of school and went straight to the campus to see Charlie Kirk, and his friends couldn't make it because they were being in part of an active shooter drill at their school. His friends from another school couldn't go. And I looked it up. It was the active shooter drill was announced. In-N-Out, Twin Falls, Idaho owner.
Hey, none of these fires are close to you that are in Washington right now, are they?
No, they're way north, but you never know how that goes.
I was thinking about that, man. I was like, dude, I hope Logan's away from those flames.
It is staying away right now for sure, but it's like they make the conditions possible pretty much everywhere. Like if a brush fire kicked up in my neck of the woods, yeah, it'd be cooked. Like our acreage is heavily like dry grass and shrubbery and dry trees and things of that nature. This whole area that I live in would absolutely go ablaze, and that's something we have to worry about for sure. Sadly,
yeah.
Oh, so it's not a franchisee. Okay, it's not. So Lindsay Snyder is the... That's weird. I swear I saw...
Look how they spell that.
I know.
Dude. Again, like all these weird spellings, like Jacob with a K, Jacoby, Lindsay like that. I've never seen anybody spell the name Lindsay like that. It's the first time.
Lindsay Snyder. You guys are like the 56. Interesting.
And then poor Chad Williams, the one they're actually pinning it on, he couldn't have more of a cookie cutter name if he slapped,
Yeah. We need a white male name.
Tom.
Chad.
Tom McCormick. I think Tom McCormick sounds like a pretty white guy.
Bob Johnson.
Tom McCormick. He's Irish Catholic. His wife, Debbie. They've been married for 27 years.
Devoted husband.
They have 2 Shih Tzus. One named Thing 1, one named Thing 2.
He does lots of meth.
Yeah, right. He's got his man cave.
Speaking of devoted fathers, maybe if I remember, we can pull up that that reboot of that one father who killed and anyway, there's a new story about a father killing his family and all his kids. Very reminiscent of that. What was it, like Chris something? The guy in, I think, California. Yeah. The guy who put his kids in the oil barrels.
What a fuck.
Well, these stories are contrived to make you hate.
Right.
To make you despise, especially if you're a parent. Trust me, man. They strike nerves in parents, especially women who watch them, because they made it a whole Dateline special. You think the men are staying up to watch the Dateline specials on the... No, that's mostly for, women who are going to have a very visceral reaction to those kind of stories. And
it doesn't matter if they're real or not, because when they're that horrific, man, it's you're and if you have like a conscience and like that'll you fit the energetic vampirism happens either way.
It's the same thing they love to do when, like, in a show or a movie, your child goes missing. You're walking with your child's there. Next minute, they're gone. Cars are driving by. People are walking by. You don't know who it could have been or where she could have gone or he could have gone. They're just gone. Mm-hmm. Like, where do you start? You're fucked. They love preying on that.
They got an app for that, bud.
That's true. You could low jack your kid.
Yeah. Low jack Kevin.
Yeah, Lindsay Snyder. Which it's just weird. Was it mentioning the owner of In-N-Out in one of these articles? Didn't I see a Snyder? Okay, no, it does say the In-N-Out president, Lindsay Snyder. Yeah, apparently one of the employees died.
Who's the resident? Is that a witness or something? The Haley Dodaro.
Got that 54, like that ritual.
And the 108, which is did this happen on 8/1?
Yeah, Saturday, August 1st. Interesting. But yeah, either way, this Haley character, where was I? Sure, just residence crisis actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those videos of the crisis actors, man, are honestly, I think it's one of the most important things. I really think that if people could see those more, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I've seen random here or there, just different people they'll have a video where they specifically are showing and have highlighting the concept of crisis actors, and mm-hmm. There's literally footage of these people like standing around drinking bottles of water. Like, they catch them before they go on camera for their witness interview, and they're just messing around or they're going over their lines. I mean,
and they'll start crying on command.
Yeah, absolutely.
So listen to this. Let me pick apart this sentence. This paragraph. Twin Falls resident Haley Dodaro, 43, and her mother were at In-N-Out for lunch Saturday afternoon. Okay, sure. She told the AP that while waiting in the drive-through line, they saw people running across the road and workers bolting out of the restaurant. At first, Dodaro thought there might have been a fire, but then a man directing traffic in a reflective vest said there was a shooter. Who's this guy? Is this an angel? Who is this guy? Why was he so Johnny on the spot and ready? Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's just like that, just like they just thumb over this like that's not the important part. No, that's the important part.
Well, dude, that's perfect. That's perfect because that's a perfect evidence of somebody placed in a certain area to spread the narrative.
Listen, why did they know? Why did they know that there was a shooting?
Right.
Is it because they heard the shots? No, it's because they were told there was a shooter, and then they saw people crying and running.
They literally probably have a watch on, like a smart watch that it has a timer set, and whenever it vibrates at what time was the shooting at? You say 2:20 or something like that?
That'd be interesting. I'll have to look it up.
Well, whatever time, it looks like afternoon maybe. So let's say it was 2:22 because that we like that number. So it just vibrates at 2:22. And then he knows that he's supposed to find the people who have this look on their face of like, what's going on? And he goes ahead and fills in that blank spot where they have a question mark. And he's like, hey, this is an active shooter.
It's another example of like, if this Haley person is a real person, that this is how they do it. This is how they get a witness, a real person to go out and tell, no, I was there. It was so scary. People were running they're not going to sit there and say, well, actually, it was really suspect. We didn't hear any gunshots, which, by the way, they don't say they heard gunshots. That's when we knew that there was a shooting, was when they were told, and then they saw people running out, crying and screaming. You didn't hear gunshots from the drive-thru? You didn't hear gunshots from the drive-thru. Explain that, please. Explain to me how there's no silencer on that gun.
That whole area is just different restaurants. So it's basically a parking lot. The whole area, it doesn't matter which restaurant you're at, but that basically that plus the roadways makes just for a giant concrete parking lot. So a gun, you're gonna hear it.
You couldn't fire a 22 and not hear it from the parking from the drive-through.
Yeah.
What is it? Bulletproof glass? Doubt it. And even then, or soundproof glass. Why would it be? It's like, come on now. This is bullshit. So like just picking apart every angle of this bullshit story 100%. Meanwhile, you have Lindsay Snyder. Oh, she's just not busy. You know, she's ready for this. She's ready to do her little junkets and talk about how, well, we stand by our employees and anyone affected. And we just love everybody. And it's not about selling, you know, fatty, disgusting burgers to everybody and just not giving a fuck as long as they give me money and stay fat and retarded. It's really about the community, okay? The community.
They've been rehearsing for like 2 months already, man. They're good. They're ready for this.
This Lindsay Snyder. Let's see what comes up with her.
She would have had to do one more rehearsal.
Oh, look at her.
Lose her mind. Oh, 44.
With that fake stroke. That is interesting. 40.
Okay.
Interesting. Hold up. May 5th birthday. Where was that 55?
How old was Julius Caesar?
How old was he?
Yeah. How old was he when he got killed?
Where is that coming from?
Because she was 44. I think Julius Caesar was 44.
I think, yeah, he did die at 44.
55 AD and her birthday was 55?
No, he died 44 BC. The year was 44.
Okay, okay.
Right. What?
That being, because, like, dude, I think a lot of these events that they're having, you know, at least a little element to a lot of this stuff. Man, she looks so fake. Wow. Just like personality wise, you know, wow.
Of course.
But a lot of this, I think, is alluding to the fact that there's going to be a presidential assassination thing happen. You know what I mean? And so there you can find
you up for the
88.
crisis.
I think, dude, I think that potentially, because they're that direct and right on your nose, I think that potentially on August 6th here in
88 days from her birthday. As you say that, 88 days from her birthday. That's pretty interesting.
I think with all this 86-47 going back to Comey, and then that rekindled, and then they wound up putting that on the lawn by the Washington Monument, all this stuff. I think that they would literally be that direct, where on August 6th, they would do it. I really do.
Yeah, the whole, the code thing they put
out. Because a lot of us that like kind of pay attention to this stuff and decode and stuff, we would be sitting there, but like, of course, they've been telling us for a couple years now, 86-47, August 6th, number 47. You know what I mean?
55 date numerology, and her birthday is May 5th as well.
San Dimas.
She was only 44 years old. She looks older in this picture.
Oh, she got killed?
I'm not trying to. No. This is the owner or
Oh.
She looks like younger, sorta, in some of them, and other ones she looks older. Why are they so grainy? It might be my internet. I'm not gonna. This one is just so high resolution, and all the other ones are just like from 800 yards back, I guess.
She gets fat, like filler injections from cadavers from Chilean cadavers
from Chile's, probably.
That's how she gets that cheekbone like that. It's these fillers.
What is her story? Why is she acting like a model? That is a disgusting outfit, my lady.
The guy's winking one eye. I got you, bud. Wink, got it.
What is that?
Man, it looks like before she got into the In-N-Out business, she put on a couple after a couple of years with the In-N-Out. It looks like she's a little bit more slim and trim.
Look at her with her staff. I'm sure they're all just so psyched to be around her. I bet she's like super Oh, and there's her and Jay Leno for some reason. Yeah, it does look like she's into muscle cars, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Muscle cars into her. Whatever.
Yeah. Parking their muscles deep in her garage.
Where was this In-N-Out burger? Was it in Idaho? No, Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho for sure.
You can tell, man. Look at those eyes. Says it all.
Okay,
76.
Lindsay Lavelle Snyder. Okay, who is this Ellingson? Okay, it should say
She's a
who her
billionaire.
spouse is. I would assume.
Yeah. Okay.
Sean Ellingson.
She goes through the men. She eats them like an In-N-Out burger. Spits right back out. Good gracious, man. Well, she's on her 4th or 5th. Hey, Idaho. Nice signature.
So, Lindsay Lavelle. What does Lavelle mean? Sounds like Cruella Deville.
It's a strain of VD that you can get.
Let's try her new name. Interesting. Just her.
Look at that. She's got the 93 in that her full name right there.
Yeah,
She's got the 93, which this In-N-Out burger was right off Highway 93. I saw whenever you had that map open, and it equals 93, like, you know. But yeah, that Highway 93 was like literally what the restaurant is almost off of. It was right next to it.
Make sure I spelled that right. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's just for posterity, let's try her full slave name.
Let's do it.
What's day of the... Okay, no, it's not that. How many days left in there?
There's Trump's birthday, 14/6 right there.
Yeah, June 14th. Got the 88 days from her birthday. This happens.
Is she related? I think she might be related to Snyder Pretzel. You know the brand of pretzels, Snyder's?
Yeah.
I think that's who her dad might be.
That's like a German.
I'm getting a feeling. I saw on her Wikipedia profile thing you had up, I saw her, it said her dad's name. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like Guy Snyder. Yeah. I think he might be or her granddad, Harry. I think she might come from the Snyder's pretzel place. That's what I'm going to.
No one cares about this crap. It's her owner being just so scantily clad all the time. It's just like annoying. It's just like, get away.
Lindsay, your side boob showing again.
Oh, and she is connected to Trump. Interesting.
Oh.
This happens 88 days after her birthday, and she is a Donald Trump supporter. And what is Donald Trump known for? Always eating his hamburgers. Yeah, it's McDonald's, but still. Same. I mean, look at the guys. There's a reason their logos looks like that. 100%. It's the exact same thing as McDonald's. It triggers the exact same thing in your head as McDonald's does. Psychology, but very interesting. So that was fun. That was pretty fun to break down. Slave to Nothing. That's weird. A nonprofit corporation that exists to create, educate, and assist in solutions to eliminate human trafficking and help. Okay, first thing you got to know when people are outward about, like, look at Ashton Kutcher. He was like the face of like protecting the kids from human trafficking. Didn't he just get busted on a bunch of shit? Anyway,
or like Mahatma Gandhi. Everyone had, be like Gandhi's such a good person. Gandhi, if there's a hell, he's burning it. Let's just put it that way.
What's up?
Yeah, he's a super big pedophile, man.
1.7. it doesn't have to list the organizations. It's just money laundering. It's just moving money.
Fraud.
Lindsay and Sean also co-founded His Eyes. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, the name. Okay, but all right.
To fight
homelessness.
Huh. His Eyes.
Esther. You got to bring that name back. That name is let's see, personal life. Wait, did it say at the top where she went to school? Citrus College. What the fuck? What are you studying oranges, bro? What? It's a community college. It's just bullshit, man. No qualifications. You just, why would your billionaire family not send you to college? Like, at least to get like a BA in something or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why would you not? You just went to college, a community college for what? For fun?
No, literally for nothing. She didn't. Yeah, for fun.
Exactly. But why would it be fun? It's not fun. I went to a community college. It's not fun. That shit is annoying. Why would you do that when you're just rich as hell? Like, I'm a human. I'm going to go do a human thing. Ha 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 ha. Like, that's so stupid. It's just.
Well, I thought, look at that, where it says she was born in San Dimas. And if you kind of rearrange the letters in Demas, it says Midas, like gold. King Midas. And then her connections down there with Trump, so hardcore, where he's all about gold. His name's in gold everywhere. You know, he's all about the gold. He talks about the golden age all the time.
Very interesting. Yep, lady connected to Trump, super PAC contributor, 88 days after her birthday, like Trump.
Dude, if she didn't have that smoky eye makeup on, I think that might be Stormy Daniels. To be honest, I think they're reusing their actors for their roles. That's Stormy Daniels, you know.
So I mean, they both have very handsome features. Let's put it that way. But I think this particular one is much more, at least feminine appearing than Stormy Daniels.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
I don't trust her, man.
I mean, what's Lavelle? Of the Valley, farmstead, or fond of travel. Okay. French. Yeah, it does sound French. The Valley. Oh, she did.
Lindsay.
A lot of these sands are considered valleys. Yeah, in the San Gabriel Valley. So she's from the Valley and she's named the Valley.
The Valley girl.
Also, her grandma was named Lavelle. Her middle name was Lavelle as well, if you didn't notice that. Esther Lavelle Snyder. Interesting. So, yeah. Very good. From the breakdown of the fake pictures of places that don't exist, or at least places that are heavily doctored, to bending walls, to foregripping your rifle with a snub-nosed AR. I mean, who knows? But watch him say it's a ghost gun. Let's see. What does ghost gun come up as again? It does have that 33. What was the 33? The In and Out has the 33. And the 93 as well. And a reflection of 39.
It's interesting how Ghost Gun has such an overlap with New York with the one.
Yeah, so I did notice that. If you remember the Luigi Mangione, they said he made a ghost gun. That's what he shot that guy with.
Yeah, I saw something on that to where apparently they're about to have they're trying to push some pretty hardcore restrictions and regulation on 3D printing, to where you have to be licensed to even do 3D printing. It even includes Cricut. Like, do you know Cricut, where you can print out stuff like for like decals and whatever? Even for Cricut is like a
100%.
registered and thing. You can't just print out, and it's because of ghost guns is what they're worried about, is what they said.
Yep. And what people having 3D printers does? It undermines what's the word? What's the fucking word? Proprietary manufacturing. Everyone manufactures things proprietarily. I was just talking about this the other day. I don't know. It was about headlights. It's so fucking annoying that every car needs a different headlight. There's a different headlight for each, like all these different headlights. It's like back in the day, they were all bulky headlights, but every Chevy used a headlight, the same headlight. Like, why does there need to be 50 different headlights for this? It's a light that shines. Like, but it's just the proprietary nature of everything. Being able to 3D print your way out of that, and to maybe even make something better, probably more than half the time you make something better that's not going to break, that you don't need to go to the manufacturer or the dealership to fix or wherever. Yeah, they can't be having that because they make those things to break. They are there to get further. You think they want you to have a perfect car, a perfect TV, a perfect computer, a perfect cell phone. That's just not good. That's going to hold up to the test of time. The last people that did that were Nokia, and see, look where they are. Look where Nokia is at now. Are they the phone leaders of phone? No, they were the only phones that lasted and worked. But no one wants a fucking Nokia. They want the ones that break when you breathe on them.
Unfortunately, I think that the next time that we're going to be offered some sort of tech and it actually be made out of quality and to last, it'll be because it's supposed to be implanted in the body, like transhumanism stuff. And so we'll get some quality stuff when they want it attached to your forehead, bro.
Well, have you heard about the testing that all that stuff with the monkeys? And how many casualties with the monkeys?
I watched The Fountain, by the way.
Dude, I was just thinking of that when I did that.
Yeah. I watched
nice.
Dude, that
was
movie,
a trip, wasn't it?
I gotta watch it again because that
there's a lot to it.
It was. I'm still processing it, dude. Actually,
yeah, it's a lot, but it's cool to get into because it does open up the brain waves on like, what was it? Was it the book? Was it something that was like coinciding, or was it just like a narrative? Because they do allude to it. I'm sorry guys if you guys haven't seen the movie, we're just yapping about it, but I mean I have not asked him to watch it, but suggested he watch it, so it's something we should definitely talk about.
That movie is wild. That there's so much, like, it's almost overwhelming how much there is in that movie as far as like symbolism, numerology, like numbers in there. I noticed that the hospital room being room 620, which is like 62, and Faustian bargain is what I was thinking about, was Faustian bargain, deal with the devil kind of thing, because Faustian bargain equals 62. Do you know a good 62? Do you know anything off the top of your head? Because that's the one thing, when I think of 62, I think Faustian bargain, and so I couldn't
62. Where have I seen a 62? That one might have to sit. I have to sit with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one I default to was what, Jordan? It has nothing to do with it.
Right.
But yeah.
Or Mark McGuire's 62 home runs in 1998. I didn't think about that. Totally, man.
But yeah, the Fountain was definitely a trip. What I liked is it kind of clued you into the nature of the Inquisition, and it shows you that it's very similar to what Game of Thrones did. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, they lead on. It's late in the show, but they have you initially you're presented with that it's monarchs and queens and kings that are making these laws and owning the land and being the decision makers. But what you come to find out is the hidden hand underneath is the theocracy that makes all the calls. Very similar to like Greek traditions, the oracles, they make all the decisions. Like even the Romans too, like Caesar, he had oracles that he had to consult. He wasn't able to just make decisions. he had to consult religious anyway.
Theocrats.
Yeah. So they show you that the people making the decisions are these hyper. I mean, first of all, they did a very good job to make them look Jesuit. Like, you look up a Jesuit priest from like the olden times. This is what this guy looked like. He had they have the the briar cut and with the hair, and he was viciously whipping himself and like paying his penance, when in reality, I think we all know that these people are, to feel anything, they have to go to extreme measures, and that's why they diddle kids and things of that nature, and they do these untouchable, unthinkable things, is because that's where they're at. They're not able to just go burn one out in the urinal like most of us can. So anyway, it gets dark there. You're probably like, what the fuck was this movie about? But anyway,
the movie is crazy. It is wild.
There's many different things. It's one of those timeline movies where you get, and the way it starts with the mystical nature of it, rather than the immediately starting with the like humans or the normal present day, and then making it feel like you're tripping out into other ways. The fact that it shows you like the old part of the timeline and then the mystical part, that's the esoteric like tree of life part, before you ever meet the human guy. I really like that they did that.
Yeah, that movie is there's so much to it.
How about the end? You think these people aren't signing it's very similar to like Wearing the Dress in Hollywood, but where he finds the tree of life on top of that Aztec. This is after he kind of resets himself, because he gets there, but then he's killed, right? Or he's like he doesn't know what to do. He's just stabbed by that guy and poisoned, and he doesn't know what to do. He's just gonna die. But then he like reaches enlightenment through his other form or whatever, the one who's with the tree of life, and that guy goes into that area, and he makes the guy go away. He's like, Shaboba, oh my gosh, and he goes away. And the conquistador guy, he's able to go and find the tree of life, and he cuts into it, and the white liquid comes out, and he's just slurping it up. I'm like, I wonder what they're trying to show us about what Hugh Jackman had to do in Hollywood.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But then it was almost like there's just so many layers to it, because when he starts he starts messing with the tree of life, and he starts drinking all that, and then it was like kind of a visualization almost of like an ego death. Which it was a little scarier than that, as far as it didn't look pleasant for him. But whenever he kind of blends down into, and merges with the tree and whatever that land is that he's at, it just basically becomes a part of it. It was like an ego death, almost. Yeah, it's. I don't think that's all of it. I think there's like
also the other layer of it too is you'd have to accept that is the doctor, the normal human being doctor. That is him finishing the story. That's what he wrote.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it drops off at him getting stabbed on the temple, or him making it to the temple. One of the two. I think it was him making it to the temple and like being a call to approach the steps, and that's when she stopped writing.
Right.
So you also got to think of it that way, that those stories are appearing as he's like falling asleep reading it too. And when he falls asleep, it like coincides to his like other. You have to imagine that when that form is meditating with the tree of life, that he's like vicariously living, because all he does is sit there all day and wait. How many years? Remember, he had the rings on his arm, like there was the rings of a tree. It was like his whole life. It was like 50 years, 40 years.
I noticed that a part of his sleeve tattoo that he was drawing on himself, I noticed the brick pattern he had there, which I think might have been a little nod to masonry, maybe, potentially.
Well, very, very good, very astute catch. But did you know that like the cellular pattern of a tree is that way as well?
Okay, plants in general, like, isn't it?
Yeah. Hexagonal, like what do they
I
call
didn't think
them?
about that. That's a good point. Yes.
But anyway, yeah, it's a very intriguing movie. I do, if you want to have a conversation with us about it, obviously look at it. Hopefully, we're not just I mean, anyone who can form a coherent movie from what we've just talked about, good on you. I don't think you can.
That's what I was about to make that point, is that this movie is so out there, and there's so many avenues and tangents that you can go off on, like processing it and try to analyze it and figure out the symbolism of it and the meaning of it, that there's no way you can. I don't think you can ruin this movie for somebody, because there's so much to it. I think that if you watch this movie 10 times, you would still have a little bit left to figure out. I think it's one of those movies where it's just so deep, and I think it's like an onion. There's layers to it. So this one scene, the way I was kind of seeing this movie as I was watching it, is like some of these scenes, they were so layered in symbolism, where it's like they're showing multiple things. There's multiple meanings for this one scene. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, and that's kind of how they. Who was the director of this? We talked about the director of this? Darren Aronofsky.
And there's lots of actors in there that I recognize. Like, I recognized one of the actors from Apocalypse Now, the Mel Gibson movie. He was in this movie. He's one of the Mayan dudes.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then one of the guys, one of the guys that he looks like he's kind of Hispanic, and he's kind of like in charge, leaderish as well. And Isidore asked him to fight with him or whatever. That guy, he looked like he was Hispanic, but he is one of the gangsters in Training Day that sits at the table when they're those.
Isn't that guy Indian? Let's look at the guy.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they kind of get blended for
or he's like Middle Eastern, right? Like, because that is the blending of, he's not Spanish. He fights with the Spanish conquistadors, but he's like of another, he wears a whole different garb and everything. Who are the actors?
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I recognize this guy. And then I thought about it, and then it clicked. I was like, he's in Training Day. He's like the main gangster in Training Day. He's got the big mustache.
This guy?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He was in Training Day. I swear that was him. Imagine him with a big old mustache. Yeah, he was like the lead gangster in Training Day, whenever they go inside the house, and Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, and then Denzel Washington leaves them at those gangsters' houses. Yep, see, Training Day.
Training Day. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was in there, man. Yeah.
Very interesting.
New Zealand. Okay, interesting. Wow, that's how you spell the Shababa?
Yeah,
I did not think that was.
Well, let's do it here.
I normally try to watch movies with subtitles on all the time when I watch a movie, because really there is so much lost by not reading the subtitles. Like, reading the subtitles brings so much. That's why next time I
hate subtitles, but
yeah.
How many?
What winds up happening is I don't even see the movie. I'm just reading it the whole time, and I don't even look up at the visual part of it. So actually, it's probably better for me to watch it visually and then go back through with the subtitles, because you do catch a lot. Or you've always thought it said this, and really it says that. They can mess up on subtitles, I guess. So
what I wanted you to kind of key in on too is like the logistics of certain things. Like, they are showing you things. It's not all about the esoteric. Like, what they showed you was that, like, the things they showed you about the conquistadors and the Inquisition that was going on throughout Spain and France, and all these things that was a religious upheaval of the monarchy to kind of put the monarchy back in place and show who was really in charge. Very similar to the what the fuck were those things called? The Catholic ones. The Templars were involved with the Crusades. Very similar to the Crusades. Almost exact to the Crusades, actually. And what a lot of people don't know is that these wars that were fought even on American soil, they were Revolutionary War and the Civil War. Go and look at the Catholic Jesuits at the behind the leaders of all of these things, especially slavery and what they were vying for and fighting for in America too. So it's like even recently, Jesuits were at the forefront of slavery in America and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, what you mentioned, I think we got on this topic because we were talking about the implants and the monkeys being worked on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did they show you? What did these monkeys have? What disease?
Cancer. Yeah,
they had brain cancer.
All right.
Now, there's no exact global total for how many non-human primates get cancer each year. 0.4 to 3%. Very, very slim. These motherfuckers were giving the monkeys cancer so that they could figure out how to work on it. There's no way they were pulling like, oh, hey, we got another one with cancer. Oh, hey, look, we got a backup guy with cancer too. They were in the movie, guys. They were working on these monkeys. His job was like a experimental scientist in order to like working on animals for frontier drug making. Was to like, work on cures to this and that, blah, 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 work on cures or, find the diseases that are replicatable, that you can replicate. That's what I think a lot, that's what I know a lot of these drug companies and science-based laboratories to do is that they front as fixing the ailment, but what really they're doing is synthesizing the ailment. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, that's what seeing those monkeys. I didn't like that part, man. Just like the monkey in that little box thing is like, damn, dude. And obviously giving him cancer and cutting on his brain. It's like, fuck, why? This made me feel bad for the monkey,
I love how they at the end too. They just breeze over that. They basically, I love. It's very interesting how they do the tie-in. How it is like it's this tree from South America. The bark of a tree from South America. And where does the conquistadors find the tree of life? In the Mayan dwelling in South America. And in our world, it was like a tree that's like going extinct and they don't know where it is anymore, but they still have trace amounts of it. And they were able to like, work with it and homie cures it. But like, that's the other thing too. He wasn't able to save the queen from the Inquisition. That it's heavily implied that while he was away, she dies. Either way, you see what happens to him as well. But it's heavily implied that without him, either way, he doesn't get her in any of these iterations. I want to point that out because there is a story being told in music as well as media. And, you follow Jay Dreamers and you see what he talks about. I do too. And I do agree. Like, there's no denying that they put this apocalypse into their movies 100%. Like, just watch his videos. If you can find a way to refute what they're talking about and make it coherent and explain your side and how what they're actually talking about is this other thing. Sure. First of all, to say that there's nothing, you're already disqualified. Don't even talk to me. You're retarded. But you have to explain what it is that it is instead of what he's talking about. Now, I have an add-on to what he's talking about. Not that he doesn't touch on it too. He talks about Lucifer and the story with the Garden of Eden and stuff like that, but like that in music is super heavy. I'm talking super heavy as in like all mainstream music is a ode to the trials that Lucifer went through as an angel and as I say human, but living a human experience on earth, from heaven. We ought to do. We've only done one episode about that where I talked heavily about it. I think it was like episode 16 or something like that. But I've started writing a book about it as well. I need to get back to it because I was really enjoying writing, but then like we ended up moving. We were in the process of moving, and my laptop got put away. And I haven't grabbed it out since. But I really do need to I need to follow the chain of wisdom from my like teachers. So I see Zach struggling to put books out. I need to not follow him down the rabbit hole of trying to write a book. I need to just write a short story and do it because that's what he's always saying. And I need to take his learned experience advice and rather than following in the same route. But anyway, so I should start reworking on that now that I have moved. Anyway, but yeah, that still shows up in the story. It was very much so a story of they love to show like the you ever seen Hancock? With Will Smith?
Will Smith? I've seen parts of it. Was he like a superhero, like an alcoholic?
Well, he's an alien.
Okay.
He's not from like Earth. Okay. Or either that he was born to a human from Earth or a human and an alien. I can't remember the exacts. I think he was from just another planet. But there's a counterpart to him from another planet, a female. And whenever they get close, a cataclysm happens. They end up destroying the world. What does that sound like? So, but anyway, that they love, falling from heaven, a male and a female. They can't have each other. They want each other, but they can't have each other. Mary is usually, she's either being like easily manipulated or she's shown as being the manipulator. And that there's two different versions of, anyway, I don't have time to get into it, but we should do that very soon because I do want to, go over a lot of the things I've gleaned from my experience with, with music, basically. But anyway, that story is also being told in this. They're very much so the Lucifer and Mary figures in the movie. And what happens to her is, what do they say? Even in the eulogy, I'm pretty sure they mention that sorry, I'm giving this part away. I guess eulogy kind of gives that away, huh? But anyway, that she is to be with God. And Mary is a conflated character, super conflated. You have Mary Magdalene, you have the like virgin birth Mary, you have like a human Mary, the mother of Jesus Mary. It's very all over the place, but Mary is an archetype as much as Lucifer and Jesus are archetypes. The archetype of Mary is the birther of angels. She is like the feminine in heaven. Like she is the mother in heaven. God uses her to birth things. He immaculately has her immaculately conceived with his, like, he'll impregnate her with light and she will give birth to something. Not in a crazy, she will give birth through the light. She won't be in labor and all that stuff. And that's why, are you familiar with the Revelations? And when Mary appears on the moon coming down from heaven and she's with child.
No, I can't recite that off the top of my head or but what part of Revelations is that?
Let's look it up. I should know this by heart because it is mentioned in the book. It's heavily mentioned in the book. But
I just looked up a Revelation verse the other day for a different reason. I can talk about that later, but I'm interested to see. So you're talking about coming down from the moon?
Yes. 12:1.
Mary on the.
Okay, let's see. No, don't. AI, I don't want you to describe it. I want you to bring me the woman and the dragon. Yes. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain. Keep in mind that these are super necessary points. I guess, can you still hear me? I guess I can wait to read this until he comes back. Actually, let's make this bigger too if we've got any readers in there. This. Okay, so it goes.
I was listening to you.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to go. So it says, a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. That's a key point of what I talk about, is what I refer to as the story. And everything comes from the story. Even our human experience has to do, our emotions are attuned and akin to that of Lucifer, not of Jesus. So his negative aspects they all show into those are our common what's the fucking word? It's not like the ones we should have. It's all like innate responses are because of that. Anyway, then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its heads. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky. Very interestingly, there is another, I don't know if it counts in the Bible or if it is maybe it's part of the Torah or something that talks about 600 angels in heaven. And so he sweeps a third of those angels to earth. That's 200. And what is he? He's the 201st angel. Interesting amount of angels that came to earth. I wonder why the crown and the Catherine the Great. And anyway, so its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that it might devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child. By the way, it says a male child. This is like a revision. It said a man child, which, anyway, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness to a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. This is also not excluding. So this talks about Michael fighting this is all. Sunday is the day it is because that is the day Lucifer was thrown from heaven. The whole story, I almost want to just because it's so good. But anyway, basically, Lucifer was the leader of the choir. He is the leader of God's choir. He calls when God has a meeting with the angels, or if he appears in heaven to his angels, Lucifer plays him in. He's the literal he plays him in. And so him and Mary, when he first sees Mary, he is infatuated with her. But what he thinks, by the way, you got to understand that Lucifer was the first angel to acquire an ego. And that you can say, if you want to go down the religious pathways and God is all knowing and all this stuff, you can say that God, he has to give this aspect of free will to everything in order to see if they will either do good with it or bad or what is going to happen. He has to give you the chance to be good. So you have to understand that, like in this story, Lucifer has the chance to quell his ego and become and have an ego, but quell it and master it and still retain his spot as an angel and still give God divine praise and all this stuff. But what he does is he sees Mary, and I'm assuming that she's very beautiful in either angel terms, or you also got to assume there's a lot you have to assume is that angels are also have like a human, or humans have an angelic body. So the angels have similar body structure, even in heaven, probably a lot larger and very Adonis-like. They're very perfect, like the Greek sculptures. They're perfect people. But anyway, so she's very attractive, and he sees what Mary is to him is a prostitute of God, because I believe that Mary is a way of God experimenting with creation. So what he births from Mary are different things from different areas and from different ways. And so he sees what Mary as like a captive. And with that Mary doesn't know that she's a captive. He sees all the angels as captives. Some he regards as NPCs that are just literally there to get along, to go along to get along. And he has disdain over them for that reason. But then he also sees like someone like Mary who he wants and he has lust towards, that she's being used by God. Regardless, there is some sort of scrying orb type thing that we're giving, like the Palantir or what, that God owns in his kingdom, in where he lives, where God's light is, and that Mary has access to. Mary is allowed into the throne room. Lucifer is not allowed into the throne room. He plays with the band. That's what he's to do every day. He's to play with the band. His brother is Michael, and I'm not saying they're brothers by blood, that they are brothers. Michael considers Lucifer his brother, his little brother, his weak little brother that can't fight like him. But you also got to keep in mind that there's an army in heaven. Why have an army if there's no war? If there's never going to be a war? So you got to keep that in mind. And Michael is the leader of the army in heaven. And Lucifer, he begins to woo and court Mary because you have to understand, no angel would assume that another angel would do anything to them or conspire to ruin what they have going on. They don't have egos. They don't think anyone would ever do anything that would be harmful in any situation to anything or anyone or any situation. And so Mary, she sees Lucifer. Oh yeah, you're the leader of the band. You just want to hang out with me. You just want to talk to me. You just want to get to know me. We're just doing things in the light of God, and we're all just doing great things. And so he begins to woo her, all knowing that he is trying to undermine her and get to her through subversive means. Meanwhile, so he gains access to the throne room through Mary, because she doesn't think it's a wrong thing. It's not. I doubt Mary's ever been told, don't ever bring anyone in here. There's just rules that were innate, and she doesn't know she's breaking a rule. Regardless, there's an outlet into Earth or our dimension in his throne room. Lucifer sees that, and he's like, yo, you got to take me down there. And so she doesn't know she's not allowed to do these certain things, so he coerces her to do it, and he's able to do that because he's manipulating something she doesn't know she has. And so either way, she takes him into Earth, and on their descent into Earth, or ascent, technically it's an ascent because it's hard to explain, but basically when you go out of heaven, you go out through the roof and you fall into Earth. So very much so like the dual firmament thing that Jay talks about. Anyway, so they sneak into Earth, and Earth is an area that God is creating with humans. There are us here, and this is so. But regardless, when they're coming to Earth, they can't breathe. They're swimming. They live in light, which is a micro of water, of hydrogen, of an atom. It is a photon, is like a part of an atom. You know what I mean? So it's like they live in like this pure air, if you want to call it that. Whereas they come down into Earth and they're breathing. They have to learn how to breathe oxygen. Listen to every song ever, and there will be a mention of drowning. I can't breathe without you. They constantly mention that falling. Even the term falling for you, that is what this means. This is paying homage to Lucifer. So they come down to Earth, and what Mary doesn't understand is that her brain instantly changes. They are becoming human. Every second they live on Earth, they are becoming human. They're breathing the air. They can be hurt. That's another thing that they talk about in songs all the time, is like feeling pain for the first time, feeling like a child. I'm a child. It's my first day. They say that a lot in songs, because when they came to Earth, they were 1 day old. They were newborns. The minute they there's no time where they come from. The minute they set foot on Earth, they started a clock in their body because they were, anyway. And so once again, Mary still doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. There's also, so they came down first. Let's just fast forward. They come back because they come back into the world, or back to heaven, and I believe it's either they only went one time before, or they went multiple times, but one of those times Michael catches them. And this trope is so common in all sorts of coming of age movies. They will have the kids will be sneaking out, and the older brother catches them right before they're about to leave or go, and the older brother goes with them because he gets roped into it, because he's interested, but he can't just let them go. He's what are you guys doing? I'm the older brother. I'm responsible for you because the parent's not there. They're not watching. So what we're doing, so Michael goes with them, and point being is they become humanized. So when they're on Earth, they are not thinking about all these things as being wrong. They're not thinking anything is wrong that they're doing. And so things happen. Lucifer more than likely got in those genes. He got in those Mary genes, and he popped one in her, and that is the birth that happens in Revelations. And I'll get to that. And so Michael as well. They're all three. Let's just fast forward. They take place. They take part in carnal, human-like things on Earth when they're angelic beings. They also mess with the humans as well. These things are alluded to as the Watchers and the Nephilim and things of that nature. That not saying this is not the exact same thing as the Nephilim. The Nephilim are the 200 that got swept down from heaven. Point being is there was a encounter with humans before the Nephilim of the stories. Anyway, and that was Michael, Mary, and Lucifer. So they go back to heaven, and that Saturday, and I know it sounds like oddly specific that I'm saying this with such certainty, but it is told to you that I'm not saying the story happened either. Let's make a disclaimer. This is what they are telling you in music. And I'm telling you, this is what they show you in music videos and in everything. And always like with the phone call, always like the calls that they always talk about. This has to do with, I'm not saying they had phones. God spoke to his angels on Saturday to call forth a day, Sunday, on that next day, Sunday, to be the day he is going to speak to his angels. And so he calls everybody, and all angels are supposed to pick up. And by the way, Lucifer, time has passed since they came back, and Lucifer had started working on his band to gain disdain for their situation and try to explain to them that they're automatons and to give them an ego. And so Lucifer has some people on his side. He's no longer just by himself. He has some people that are, behind him. And these are like the hyenas with Scar. I'm not even joking. So, point being is so that Saturday, they all receive a call, and they're just, yes, God, I will be there tomorrow. I can't wait to see you, blah, blah, whatever they say. Lucifer, he did not pick up. He did not pick up the call. He did not reply. So God sends Michael to figure out, because the point is God already knows about all this shit. And so he now is formulated a plan in order to weed out without, so that everybody can see and all the angels can learn of the evil. This is very, very indicative, like the how all humans had to pay for Adam and Eve. You know what I mean? We were all punished in some way, like indirectly, but because of their indiscretion. This is the same thing, as above, so below. This is exactly what this is. So Saturday, he doesn't pick up. He sends his brother down there to confront him, and Michael goes down there. And you have to understand, God has talked to Michael and Mary, and they have not been speaking to Lucifer. Lucifer knows the jig is up, basically. He has a very high inkling that he understands the jig is up. God knows that he's been doing these things and trying to get Mary, messing up Mary, which is basically the lifeblood of heaven, and how he's messing with the music sector of heaven, and they haven't been performing right, and they're not acting, and they're not doing their duties right because he's getting in their heads. So he already knows it's Lucifer is the mastermind, but he has to show everyone that Lucifer is the mastermind, not just tell them. He has to let Lucifer show them that he is something, that this thing can have happened, and it did happen. And anyway, like the hubris of an angel, that it's possible. And so anyway, so he sends Michael down there. Michael attempts to try. He's like, and Lucifer's like, don't worry, I got the message. I'll be there tomorrow. And Michael's like, please don't. He's like, please do not do whatever you're thinking of doing. Do not do it. And I'll explain why he's begging him not to do it. But he takes him at his word, and he says, okay, thank you. Be there tomorrow. Make sure you play beautiful music. Do your job. And he does. Lucifer does do his job because he's vain. Vanity comes from Lucifer. He wouldn't play bad music because he is the best musician. All his other people in the choir, they suck compared to him. He is the choir. He is the choir. He has people backing him up, but they're nothing to him. They're nothing compared to him either. But they are his underlings in this situation. Much of the choir have agreed to fight for Lucifer on his behalf. But And so either way, he rounds up the people in his choir that are going to fight for him and explains to him that it more than likely will go down tomorrow. That was Saturday. Why I say that was Saturday is because Sunday comes and the choir is called on to play, and it's everybody's gathering around. It's a huge festivities at heaven, and it's like any other time God would be there. It's like, I'm sure, just a party. And they show this in a lot of different movies. One of them that comes to mind is like when Zeus appears in the Avengers or Thor. I think it was Thor. I think it was a Thor movie or the Avengers movie. It was a Thor movie. But either way, it was played by the guy who, what's his name? Either way.
Hemsworth.
Well, Chris Hemsworth is Thor, but who played Zeus was the guy who was in what's that? The movie with the Colosseum? Gladiator.
Russell
Crowe. Yeah, Russell Crowe, and he's like a fat Zeus. Anyway, so they always do that too. They always depict God in an unhealthy light. But anyway, in this case, Zeus was God. Well, I'll get to that part. Zeus is not far from what we're talking about here. So he's playing, and also keep in mind, so he's playing, and then God, and keep in mind, the band plays. Like they play even when God comes out, and he's like, he quiets down the band, but the band keeps playing. They keep playing, the harp keeps playing. Like beautiful music is all, because it's vibration. It's good vibration for the setting remains. It doesn't just go quiet and God's talking. He has an ambiance in the background going. Point being is the band was still playing. Keep that in mind. And so God comes out and blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah in God. But anyway, the point of what he was doing, a God called the assembly, was to bring forth Mary, who Lucifer, like I said, has not seen in quite some time. And what happens after...
He's thirsty, bro. Give me a drink. He's thirsty.
Well, what happens in some amount of time after, men and women do that unprotected? Well, angels, that doesn't happen to her. She doesn't get pregnant. And so he presents Mary, and everyone, I think he's hid her away. In fact, he hid her away until this moment. So nobody has seen Mary, and she appears again pregnant with child. Now in heaven, she feels no pain. She is back to being an angel. And so she is fat, about to give birth, and she is thrust out there. And think why I tell you that the band was still playing is because when Lucifer sees her, the band. Now, there are so many songs that do that abrupt, like stopping of the music, and like movies that do it all the time too. Like all the time when the hot female lead comes in and the music stops and it's like like the band
needle
or whatever.
Skipping. It's like the needle skip.
Yeah. It's because the aura appears. That is what that is from. That is what that is alluding to, is when Mary is shown in heaven with child and Lucifer stops the band, which is giving himself away already, because why would he care if Mary shows up pregnant if he's doing no wrong anyway? And so he explains that he is going to send Mary to earth. Basically, he's punishing Mary. In this moment, he is punishing her. Now, part of her punishment is to give birth to this child. And so he opens up heaven, and the other part is God, the assembly was to explain to his angels about earth. Let's just call it earth, because that's what we know it as. Humans. He was there to show them humans. He already knew the jig was up. People had been sneaking into his throne room and found it, Mary and Lucifer and Michael. And so it's time for him to come forth with it for his congregation, if you will. And in doing so, show Mary go down into this place with the humans and give birth. Now, do you think Lucifer's okay with that happening? First of all, Lucifer's concept of birth, as far as a human, he doesn't know what that means, but I think he starts to put it together that that's more than likely his seed. That's the other part that I think Christians don't want to talk about.
Either it's not real, and this is just a bastardized story that Luciferian people and satanic whatever worshipers or these esoteric cults play on, and it's a completely like side note story, or this is another part of the Bible that people don't, that they thumb over. Either way, this story is prevalent and real in almost all music and all entertainment, movies especially. And so that moment right there, Lucifer has to make up his mind. Is he about to do this, or is he about to let this happen? Let her go down to earth, or is he going to make a move? And he makes a move. And Michael, his punishment, they're there too. All the army is surrounding all of them. Like they are there with notice that there will be an upheaval this day, and they're there to snuff it out and throw down any dissenters into earth and get rid of them once and for all and clean heaven out. That's Michael's job. That's his punishment, because he has to do this. He has to kill his brothers. Michael, they're all related. They're all brothers and sisters in the light, or whatever you want to call it. They're all beings of light. They went from this perfect place to now he's going to have to actually kill people. He's going to have to kill his brothers and sisters. Anybody who's acting up, he either has to kill them or at least throw them into heaven or into earth. And so Lucifer strikes, and he becomes the red dragon that is thrown from heaven. Keep in mind, he is thrown upward out of heaven, downward into earth. This is all while God is slowly lowering Mary riding the moon, pregnant. Now, why do they explain? Cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. She has never felt pain like this. She went from perfect, not even knowing that shit would hurt. She didn't even know that would hurt. Sure, her belly's bigger. She didn't, but she's in labor. She doesn't even know she's in labor because she's still in heaven in the light. He puts her down in earth, and she's like, holy! And she's about to give a human birth. That is her punishment. She is to go down and experience labor pains. What do they say is one of the main punishments from Adam and Eve? Is that women will now have labor pain. Before that, they would not. As above, so below. These stories are coinciding. And so this is what this story has to do with. Now, Lucifer is thrown down. He is thrown, not only is he thrown down into, and so like them being thrown to earth is being thrown into the ocean, because the earth, the air we breathe is water to them. It is thick and hard to breathe, and they can't breathe. They can hardly breathe. But he was also thrown into an ocean. So he was doubly thrown into like water. But he had taken the form of a dragon, if you will. And when he stands up, he's also conflated with the dragon Typhon in Greek lore. Typhon was this multi-headed dragon, humongous guy who stole the sinews from Zeus. He like stole his sinews, and so Zeus was incapacitated. Anyway, point being is she came down and she gave birth. She gave birth to a man child. And you could say that was Jesus, but you got to understand, God snatched him up instantly. And like, so Lucifer's thrown down as a dragon. He splashes in the ocean. Boom. He's already right back up. He's flying back upward towards Mary to try to snatch the baby right as it was born. But God said, "You," and yoinked it up. So it's also potentially likely that is the figure Zeus that was given birth. I mean, obviously the name correlation, Jesus, Zeus. But ruling with an iron scepter, Zeus is always seen holding that scepter that he has. Sometimes a lightning bolt as well, but he also has a different type of staff that's not always a lightning bolt. But anyway, but then a lot after this, the ancient people, blah, blah, blah. He was hurled to earth, and the angels with him. Okay. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled to the earth, he closed the door. He snatched up the man-child and closed the door with Mary still on earth. And that's his job. His intention was not to have Mary die or anything like that. But at this moment, like it said, he swept. You also got to understand that they say Lucifer swept 200 of the star or a third of the stars with him. That is They had war in heaven. This is the war in heaven. And 200 angels got thrown out with them. And so it's basically saying that he is responsible for the other 200 that got thrown out. It's not to say that his humongous dragon tail scooped up 200 angels with him. No, 200 angels were the 200 people that descended with him and fought with him in heaven. And they were thrown out by Michael and God and blah, blah, blah. And so Mary's still here. And so she takes off and God gives her like a great wind. And the chase of Lucifer and Lucifer chasing Mary is always shown as well. There's so many. I can think of one specific music video that shows it extremely well. I think it's called "The Chase." In fact, by why can't I never remember the band? Anyway, regardless, I'm sure you guys can understand what I'm saying. Like chasing a female, chasing a girl. Why men are expected to chase the female. This has to do with that as well. But he gives her like a wind behind her that like she's flying super fast. But Lucifer's also really fast as this dragon, and he can almost catch her, but he loses her, and she has to hide out in a cave for a grip before she's able to go back to heaven without the Lucifer or his minions finding her. By the way, Lucifer now has 200 minions, 200 Nephilim with him that, for better or worse, are with Lucifer, but they all slowly start to descent from Lucifer as well, because they're like, yo, we're stuck here now. Now, when you pinch me, it hurts, and I don't have superpowers, and I have to breathe this heavy ass air, and I feel shitty. Thanks, Lucifer. This was what you were offering us. This is like so much worse than what we were doing in heaven. So there's a lot of dissension. So it's like Beelzebub and Azazel and all these demons that you hear about, these Nephilim demons. They work independently from Lucifer, with Lucifer being kind of like the linchpin or like the mob head of the beast, but they don't all do everything for Lucifer. They're working on their own volition because they don't like Lucifer for what he did. But that there's more to it than that. But that's like the main gist of the story. Why I want to say all that is just that plays out in music so often, and I want to be able to show that with lyrics and or the music videos or whatever, like for a whole stream, and like point this stuff out, because it really is, when you see it, there is zero unseeing it. I've shown my son; he has been able to show me multiple things because of it, and he can't unsee it either. And it really is crazy. Now, I will say that there are genres of music that are more prevalent than others, but it's not to say that every drill rap song is the story. There are differences, and I go in my book, I do start to explain the differences as far as I can tell, but that doesn't mean they don't worship Lucifer or do the things for Lucifer. It's just, like I said, there's different functions and ways. But like why movies win Emmys and songs win Grammys and artists win Grammys is because they tell the story in the most unique way. Not every song comes out and says, Lucifer was thrown from heaven, and then Mary was an angel in heaven. They don't do that. They poke around it, and they allude to it. So it's like the people who can allude to it the best esoterically and hit those esoteric notes that only certain people can understand. Those are the guys. That's why shitty music wins.
Hide it in plain sight. The best. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why you get like random ass people you never even heard of winning Grammys and stuff. It's just like, go listen to their music. And and that's not to say that these artists are the creators of the music. They sing the music. I don't think they're writing these lyrics or these songs. And also a fine-tuned ear would hear how much music is. It's open source for the rulers, for better or worse. They make like disputes over people's masters, like Michael Jackson and all Prince and all these. They have like label disputes for their masters and the music. No. That music is the industry's music, and they use it in all sorts of different songs. You will hear that you're not tripping. You're hearing different songs in other songs because they are using different songs in other songs openly. They won't sit there and say, not, I shouldn't say openly, but like discreetly. But they don't have to pay homage to the previous writer or maker of the music. They just do it. And I have a lot of those examples set aside. But yeah, it's the music industry is a huge homage to Lucifer. Lucifer sits at the head of the table of the music industry. That's why they pay homage to it, is because I'm not saying Lucifer is even real. I'm not even saying this story is real. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this story exists in Luciferian doctrine, and this is what music is for. This is what music is for. Now, they will do it differently. They will show Lucifer as the bitch sometimes. They will show Lucifer as the aggressor. They will change up the story in music too, as if Lucifer was like playing tough the whole time and he was like a thug, like he was dope, and like he wasn't just like a cowering punk at the end. He was stood up to God. Hey, you don't do this. You know, they'll play up that angle as well. But those are all just to squeak the wheel. Those are all just to like, oh, you like what I made there for you, Lucifer? You see how I made you all tough? You see how, like, she was just a bitch who just played on your emotions. You know, Mary often is shown as like the prostitute or like the harlot because she's just a bitch who like ran back to her pimp. Like that is what Mary is to Lucifer, like now, because she's not opening the door. What all Lucifer wants is like in the grand scheme, why the Illuminati is behind so much gnarly shit, why Luciferianism plays at the like carnal desires of humans, is to lower our humanity level collectively, is to draw us into this like spectacle that God can't ignore. So he opens the fucking door again so Lucifer can get the fuck out. He doesn't want to be here. He's trapped in the scrying orb. He wants out. Even if what's out means his death. He's infinitely immortal. He doesn't want to keep living. I'm saying the story, like story-wise, he can't die. He has to live a shitty life forever. Like, so he is trying to make humans as deplorable as possible so that God has to send another cataclysm and reset us. And in that way, he can get out. Once the door opens, once the firmament opens up, he can make us attempt to escape again. And he's behind NASA bombing the firmament and trying to get out and all these different stories. Yeah, exactly. When you know the main story of why anyone would have these aspirations, it comes down to the god of this world, Lucifer. It's doing his bidding. Not to mention, like, every song is double coded for being possessed. Like every song that talks about like also the mirror. Like how many songs mention looking in the mirror? And that has to do with, I believe there is either a drug or true possession, where you do open yourself up to be possessed. Do I think Lucifer is the one possessing him? If I have any guess in this, I would say that lesser angels are possessing people. So like he employs other lesser angels to possess certain individuals that are super influential in our world to do his bidding, especially musical performers. That's kind of his thing. That he knows exactly what it takes for an Elvis to woo the crowd when all he's doing is shaking a leg. Bro, you're boring. Bro, your music is not that, it's really not good. I'm not even trying to like hate on people that like music. I'm just saying like, it's not fervor starting. Like all these rock bands, why is there such a fervor? Why are people getting trampled? Why are people ripping each other apart to get to you? That's not normal. Your music is not that good. I'm sorry, Guns N' Roses, your music is not that good. Kiss, your music is not that good to make people go crazy. It is the draw and the allure of these possessed individuals hitting the exact keys and the exact notes to draw us in, because that's what the fuck their job was to do, was to play this perfect vibrational music to draw us in, or to draw in and lure now they're able to put a different spin on the music. It's not to make a perfect vibration for us. It's to send us into a frenzy. And that's what it does. That's why it does that.
And
well, dude, like Beyonce, you're talking about like the lesser
Sasha Fierce.
well, yeah, the lesser demons that like the devil or Satan isn't the one that's like getting in necessarily possessed musicians. It's a lesser demon or a lesser entity. I'm trying to remember what the name of Beyonce. She openly talks about it, but there's
Sasha
other
Fierce.
Well, Sasha Fierce is the name of her ego, but there's a specific god, or she calls it a goddess. But I want to say it's Ursh. It's Urs. It's the god of like shiny things and metal. I know they talk about it in Santeria.
Oh, well, that's super. See, like I said, there is a drug proponent as well to being possessed, to opening up your mind, like the CIA did with MK Ultra.
But like, so this specific god, not just Beyonce, but other famous female musicians, like currently, this god possesses all of them. Like, I think, I want to say maybe Nicki Minaj
Oshun?
talks about this one too. Yeah, Oshun. That's
well, you might be thinking of what's the other, Rihanna. She openly talks about like the female goddess that she represents. And Rihanna is Jamaican. Like they fuck with that shit. That's like where that shit's from.
That's
like, or like, you know, the hallucinatory drugs in order to channel spirits and stuff. And fuck, what's that shit called? This was on the. Anyway, sorry. Don't get detracted because of me. But
oh no, well, no, that's what like you just made me think about it when you're talking about like, you know, like the devil or Satan not necessarily possessing these artists specifically, these other gods. And that's what you remind me of. Like, I remember hearing specifically about Beyonce, and this Oshun is what it's called. And like, yeah, some of these lesser gods, they possess multiple at one time. It's not just one, you know.
Which is funny because Rihanna has the similar name as Rhiannon. Was she a daughter of Zeus, Rhiannon? Or was it just a person? Okay. I thought it was Welsh mythology, so no, different. Okay. No, but Rihanna is definitely the archetype. It says Isis, but I don't think that's right. That's not the one I'm talking about. Rihanna, she literally talks about, and she's always posing in the fertility god. It's a fertility goddess. I'm 100% sure that she like channels. It's not Isis. It shouldn't be that hard. God damn it. It's like an African goddess. Let's see. Which you got to understand that Jamaicans are from the continent of Africa. They were brought there by the British, or, you know, whatever. It's so the story goes. But you also got to understand there are white Jamaicans.
Yes.
Like full-blooded Rasta Jamaicans, white people too. It's very interesting that I don't think a lot of people know that kind of stuff. It's like, it's not Nefertiti either. Okay, it might just be Oshun. It could just be Oshun as well, that Rihanna and Beyonce do. But yeah, because that's okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it says Isis. It's not Isis. I don't know why it defaults to that. Maybe she's mentioned Isis before, but Rihanna definitely does like a fertility goddess thing. Like she's dressed as one. Rihanna, she literally did. She dressed as one. Why? Like on purpose. Like this. I even did a statue of her. Like, come on, who makes statues? Okay, I don't want to. I feel like we're gonna get something I don't want to see. But anyway, it's probably Oshun. But yeah, good point. But yeah, she all openly talks about being possessed too, and that just so very similar to Serena Williams talks about like the dude that takes over her, the male demon that possesses her.
Yeah. What is the name? I heard dude, these people admit like directly to possession. You know what I mean?
And yeah, and I wouldn't not be surprised if this is drug related. Well, what? Alter ego. Oh, wrong alter. Nope.
LaQuanda?
No.
Dude.
She says it's a dude. I 100% remember she said a dude takes over.
No, I remember. I can't remember the name, but yeah, I know exactly.
Summer is her assistant. Megan is a bad girl.
Dude, hey, I mean, listen to what this lady is talking about right here, man. This is a split personality. This is MK Ultra to the nth degree right here, man. This is how you shatter someone.
People look up to her.
And psyche. She literally has an assistant named Summer, Psycho Serena. She doesn't say, oh my gosh. I mean, if you went around talking
like this, no, it was Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj says she has a guy.
Yeah, Roman. She always talks about Roman.
Yeah, and watch out when Roman takes over.
Yeah, this shit's weird as hell, dude. And look, it's all of them. They're all talking about all these other personalities that they have living inside their body, inside their head. I mean, dude, if a regular person went around and told somebody that you would be removed from society and put in a mental hospital at least for a few days. I mean,
Roman Zelensky. Why is it Jewish? Like, why is he Jewish, bro? Well, who decided that?
Well, the Jesuits are Jews that converted to Catholicism, and then we got a Jewish type of name, and then the Roman.
Also, it's Roman very
Catholic.
Well, like Roman, yes, but also Roman is like Slavic as well.
Yeah.
And almost like Zelensky, right? Which, they say they are Ashkenazi Jews from Ukraine and what's that province that equals 201 over there that they're fighting for? The whole war is over it.
What is it? Well, and also it made me think Roman
Zelensky. The Donbass region or whatever.
Yeah, that's right, Donbass. But the Roman Zelensky, it's very close to Roman Polanski, which is the director who's like with a 14-year-old girl, like something crazy.
Oh yeah.
And no one batted an eye. He was able to just keep going on making movies.
He's still living.
Damn. August 18th. Wow. Dude, I gotta remember to take a screenshot of this. This is so crazy. Organic side of this right there. You got the 33, but the August 18th, the 188. It's kind of interesting.
But he's got that Polish connection as well. The Poles were, a lot of them were supposedly extinguished in World War I by the evil Hitler boy, because he just didn't like them, and they were very, conflated with the Jews. And
I think Roman Polanski also intertwines, if I'm not mistaken, in with Charles Manson and the Sharon Tate murders.
It did say something like this.
Did it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his house. He wasn't there when Sharon Tate and them got murdered by the Manson family, allegedly, but it was his house, if I'm not mistaken. And
that's normal.
A freaking pedophile, and he was just able to go on living and like nothing, just making films. Everything's cool.
Yep. So it goes. From Paris, France. Wonder who else is from Paris, France.
Tate was murdered. 69.
That's Polanski's wife. So.
Oh wow, I didn't know he was with her. Okay.
And she was pregnant. Talk about a sacrifice.
Dude, well, that kind of goes in. That is so symbolic to the story that you were just talking about with Mary.
See, look, it says he survived the Holocaust.
He was.
What's so funny is that's what they do in X-Men. They have Magneto do this exact thing. Anyway.
Yeah,
What's so funny is like, bro, he looks like Magneto.
Magneto actor, which I'm pretty sure this guy is knighted. We talked about the knighted. Maybe this guy's the next knighted. No, not Michael. This guy, Sir Ian McKellen. Am I tripping? They kind of, well, the nose is different, but
no, yeah, they do.
They do look similar. They're similar enough archetype
They are
people.
from the same petri dish. Wow, that's so crazy. Like, dude, they could be brothers. Look, they're only 6 years apart. Alleged births. He was
Where's
33.
Ian McKellen born?
He was
I'm sure.
39. These could be brothers.
I'm sure he's from like Ireland or something. McKellen.
That's what they say. He was
England, okay.
from a petri dish, man.
Yeah. Born in 39.
He was made in the same lab that the C virus was out of, man. They were born in the same spot.
Well, I need to go look into like who are all the knighted actors right now? Because remember that was me and you that talked about the knighted individuals. Like there was the guys who looked like identical. The last knighted person that died.
Anthony Hopkins, I think maybe. I might be wrong, but
I believe Anthony Hopkins is knighted, yes. Oh, Sam Neill was knighted? Oh, shit. I did not know that. So there you go. Okay. Because we were talking about the last one. Okay, okay. Knighted actors who died.
Imagine.
Oh, man. I can't remember the guy's name. Was this the latest recently? Sir Michael Gambon. Let's look at that guy. Michael, because he was like a no,
Gumby. Gumby D. October 19th, got the 9/11 in reverse.
The first Dumbledore, yeah. But there was the other actor who was Alfred in the Batman movies.
Oh yeah. Michael Caine.
Yes, Michael Caine. And there was like the other guy who was knighted who looked exactly like him. Like actually exactly like him. And I believe he is knighted. Yes, Sir Michael Caine, he is knighted. And that spurred me on to look at like he's 93 right now. Also born in 33, just like
dude.
Roman Polanski.
Huh.
Okay, it looks like he's 92, so hasn't turned 93 yet. Obviously, it's later this month.
Isn't that wild that they're both born in 33, but we caught them right in the middle, about equally in the middle between their two, the March 14th Pi Day, and his is in September. That's kind of crazy.
Maybe just seeing the knighted actors will spur me on.
His wife's name's Shakira. Shakira Caine.
Watch it be the Shakira. What?
The pimp Shakira Caine on his left side. Ben
Every pimp Shakira Caine.
They get his hand to quivering. That's so wild about Sam Neill.
I did not know that. I guarantee you from that last knighted guy. So he was like a television host.
Idris Elba. I saw Idris Elba.
I saw that as well. So look out, Idris. But knighted. Let's see. Knighted TV host. Was it this guy? He kind of looks like it.
Monty Python.
He looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, is he dead?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But he kind of looks like he does kind of look like Michael Caine.
Yeah.
That's a faithful birthday, that's for sure. Not that guy.
Yeah.
And this might have been the guy, but man, it was quite a few episodes back now. But we were talking about a knighted
person had just died and we compared him to this guy who all of a sudden just has his like youngest picture available, not what he looks like now.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, he does look like that a little bit. Might be a, but I think it was a guy who looked even more like this guy, like Michael Caine. But anyway,
Limerick.
A limerick. Tell me a limerick. So that's very, 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 very. I mean, Christopher Lee died at age 93 as well. Who was Count Dooku?
Well, human sacrifice with the June 7th passing.
I mean, either way, you get knighted, bro. You live a decent life.
Yeah.
Not anyone dying at 50. Oh, I guess. Sorry, my G. Sorry, Sam Neill. He did pass a little early. So, man, I did not know he was knighted. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna look more into this. I guarantee you, this is related to the previous passing of the last knighted character. Anyway,
there's a lot of Vincent going on, man. Didn't the Sopranos actor guy, wasn't his name Vincent?
Very likely.
Because Sam Neill died at St. Vincent's Hospital. And then I know within the last couple of days, there's been a couple Vincents that I've come across.
King Richard did a great post on this. Yeah, Vincent Pastore. Yeah.
There's something with Vincent because there was something else I saw Vincent in. The DJ that just died from Nightcall.
Oh, Kavinsky.
Yeah, his name was Vincent as well.
Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Was it Kavinsky?
Because it hasn't even been a month since Sam Neill died. It's been 3 weeks. So in the last 3 weeks, we're having multiple Vincents popping up.
No, not Kavinsky. What is it? Fuck. Kavinsky.
Kavinsky, yeah.
Of course, dies 3 days before his birthday. Zach was just talking about that with another person. Was it Pastore?
Here, let me see. I'm gonna look.
Dies August 1st.
What was it? I saw something cool about the DJ. Because that song Nightcall, it was big in the movie Drive.
Yes, with Ryan Gosling.
I think Kavinsky or DJ Kavinsky, the gematria of his name equals 122. No, wait, 2012 equals 2. Let me see if I can try to find what it is real quick. Because his name equals the year of Drive coming out. I think Drive came out in 2011.
Yeah, it does.
His name has the 211 or the 122, I think, or the 112 is what it is.
It was 112, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Ryan Gosling. Who, you got to keep in mind, Ryan Gosling just got a big role. He is going to be in the MCU. Who the fuck is he going to be? Ghost Rider. Oh, shit.
What?
Okay.
It's just his birthday. He's got the 11/12. The 1.
Oh, shit. He does have the 112.
Yeah.
Yo. You don't think that this was for Ryan Gosling's career?
Oh, yeah. We gotta knock him off. Well, also, the movie Drive. It will just that's the name of the movie. Drive. It equals 31 in the most pure, and so does Kavinsky equals 30. Has the 31 as well. So
yes, it does. How old was Mr. Kavinsky here?
And he's got the 50. He died at 50. His name.
Oh yeah, 50. He's 50. Yep.
It's so. I mean, just how these people's names just line up with the date or their age is wild.
That's 77 in his name. Interesting. Just like Drive equals 77. So yeah, this being a tribute for Ryan Gosling, who's about to play Ghost Rider. I see that as very, very likely from
That makes
November
sense to me.
12th.
I think you may be on to something there.
Or to his next birthday. When did this? July 28th. $107 days from his latest birthday, or to his birthday. From his last birthday, 258 days.
Isn't that, does Order of Illuminati equal 258?
Yes, it does. Good call.
Yeah. That 107 just keeps popping up, man. And lots of places.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think
So
I've told you my pick on the next president, how I think it's going down. Kamala Harris equals 49, dude. She will be the president, I think, after the 2028. To be the 49th president, her name equals that. But that would mean 47 has to leave before his term, and we have to have the 47 slip in there, VP style, and then we'll get the 49 in 2028.
Which makes sense for Vance to be considered the president. People got to remember too, there is a chance that this already happened for Kamala. She was technically the president for like 2 days or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Biden was indisposed, health reasons, and she was made the president.
That's a good point.
But
she's got that book, 107 Days.
I know all the parallels with Kamala. We should go over that again sometime,
you know what's kind of crazy?
Remind people.
I just noticed this either last night or this morning, but on my phone, my DraftKings mobile app, right? It has, I saw it, it hasn't been on there, but it had a little icon for politics. And so I clicked on it, and she is almost 2,000 odds to win the presidency in 2028. I was almost throw like $20 on it, dude. I mean, 2,000 odds. Hell yeah.
That's a good return there.
Yeah, I feel strongly about it. It's just like
what was his name in Drive?
Well, think about it this way, dude. These last few presidential elections, Zach's been all on it, and it's been the president. The number of the president that they wind up being is in their name, and Kamala Harris has the 49 right there, dude.
Very true.
I mean, that's what I've watched Zach do it over like the last decade. He's been doing it, and it's the presidents. The number of that their president they will be, it's in their name, the gematria.
Something to look out for. Yeah, Zach he's all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Check him out if you haven't already. As I always say, hopefully you haven't made it this far without at least peeking in on what Zach's going on. I'm sure. I mean, I already know most of you are from Zach's corner of the internet for sure. But if anyone hasn't peeked over there, it is your due diligence and duty at this point to go see what he's been putting down.
Doing yourself a disservice if you're not.
Absolutely. So yeah, this not being in tribute to Ryan Gosling, I find hard to believe, because he has just been announced into the MCU. His birthday has that that repetition 112. Of course, it's not 1112 like Kavinsky, but it's just that number repetition. And then the fact that he was just announced. Yeah. What also? They have Ghost Rider. But yeah, Ghost Rider and Ryan Gosling have the 6057, if you didn't notice that too. Connection. So no wonder he got picked. If you guys were wondering why Ryan Gosling, 6057, got picked to play Ghost Rider. What is Ghost Rider's real name?
Last Ghost Rider was Nick Cage. So bad.
Yeah, looking into Francis
Johnny Blaze.
Coppola. Oh, that is a badass name though.
Danny Ketch and Robbie. Right. Robbie Reyes. That's the one that I know him as. Robbie Reyes. That has the 60, like Ryan Gosling, like Ghost Rider. Yeah. Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. I wonder how they figured out they were going to pick this name for Ghost Rider. And this is not to say that every character's name matches their name, but it's just like, oops. Pretty evident here. There's a sneaking pattern there. You just open your eyes and pay attention. Hopefully I'll make it out. Sorry, I don't always have it as big as I would like it when I do, especially when I do the split view. It really messes up my navigation. Like, so it's like a weighing the scales. Like, do I want to be fumbling with this so you guys can see it, or do I want to, like, as I go, highlight it? So yeah, you might have to squint a little. I apologize, but it's there. If you use a computer, you can see it easier. But I'm sorry for all the people that
computer, just make sure you maximize, man, because like that was a revelation of my world. Whenever you're like, you should maximize. What? That's amazing.
Well, I had aspirations to touch on this whole Anthony Fauci hearing and the RFK bashing of COVID handling and how the measles are coming up, and he's telling you, hey, get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. If you just vaccinate, you could sound just like me if you vaccinate really good. That's the best I can do. Sorry, guys. A bunch of that.
Hey, there's a dude on Facebook that does an awesome one. He has like a little thing and it puts RFK's face on it. And dude, that guy has me cracking up. You know,
there's this comedian that does like an RFK so good. What's that guy's name? He has like a hand. I think he's like a guest on Fox News. Yeah, he definitely is. What's that guy's name? Fuck. He is kind of funny, but he does a lot of impressions. Anyway. But yeah, if you guys have any key points that you want to touch on, obviously leave anything in the comments. If there's any key details about anything that we talked about today, hopefully you guys enjoyed our overly thorough breakdown just for any of the dissenters and the people of the in and out case, because there's lots. By the way, check out check out King Richard's work on, I believe he touched on the In-N-Out shooting. I'm positive he did. Yeah. Zach did really great work. Check out King Richard's work on his blogspot.com posts that I've linked many times, and always check out his work, especially if you're interested. If there's a story you want to look up on, obviously check on Zach's channel and check King Richard's blogspot. If you just want a quick read and like check out the numbers for yourself, he does excellent work. Just boom. All the things are up here. It's all easy to read, easy to go through. I'm sure a lot of what we talked about, he talks about. Well, we didn't really go into too much of it, but like maybe not this episode, but like many times when we cover certain things, have overlap in the things that we cover, he's going to have a lot more detail in the numbers a lot of the time and those kinds of things, the storylines. So check out his blogspot because he does obviously very great work learning from Zach as we have as well. But obviously check out Zach's channel too. He definitely covered this. Zach's been doing a lot of live streams rather than like short videos lately. So it might be harder to navigate where these things are being brought up on Zach's channel, but they're there. And if you guys have the patience to like listen, as I hope you guys do, we all need to expand our ability to have patience to listen to things, but it's not that hard. Yeah, still check out his live streams because they still have been, very informative as they always are. Anyway, yeah, but check out King Richard's blogspot too.
Phonetically, look at how all those posts, all those different news articles or news sources, they all have the same phrase, shooting at, in, and out. And if you take the first letter of the shooting, S-A, you can just do the A-T. Basically, you can kind of, it's Saturn, but almost like Satan. You can look at it like Satan. And this is Saturn. You see what I'm saying? This happened on Saturday. It was Saturn.
I definitely noticed that
in and out. Satan. Satan.
There was a. Here. I don't even know how to get. I can't get rid of that specifically. Okay, there we go. Which one? What was it? Was it the owner that had the Satan number? She had the 55, 53.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Lindsay Snyder had
somewhere around the way. One of their. They did have the 55, 35.
Yeah, her birthday was May 5th.
Yeah, that's right. Boom. Thank you for retention.
Yeah.
I need to work on that. So.
Well, I mean, you've only look. This is just a brief list of all the things you've been running through. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't, as it's not like we just went, blah, 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 blah. We covered, each of these things slowly and as we worked up to where we were. But yeah, if you guys have any more details, especially any more details coming out about this, I'm sure that there'll be people named very shortly. You'll start to see some fun names come out. Keep an eye out for a Thomas as a victim. With the twins. Thomas means twins, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah,
can I tell you something interesting real quick? So
yeah, go for it.
I was paying attention. I pulled up on YouTube. I pulled up a video today. My point, I want to point this out just because it seems so minuscule or innocent enough, but really it was very telling. So one of the WNBA games today, I can't remember which one, I could look it up, but it doesn't matter. But it was toward the end of the game. It was in the fourth quarter as time is like kind of ticking away, and actually here, let me see real quick who it was, because it is going to mess up my story if I don't. Portland. All right. It was the Portland Fire game and they were down. Portland Fire was down kind of big, right? No. What were the games today? That was today.
Oh, that's the 31st. Why? What the fuck? That's just so.
There it is.
Here, the Sparks game. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was Sparks versus Fire. At the end of the game in the fourth quarter, no way. This is going to make this even better. Hell yeah. Keep that right there if you don't mind. So at the end of the game, okay, fourth quarter, I want to say Portland was down like 13 or something like that. And they just started going on a run, right? And they hit a three. And you know how momentum goes in a basketball game. If there's a team that's up and the other team starts making a comeback, once they get like down a point or so away, cut that lead, there's always that basket that's made. And the team that the basket was scored on immediately calls a timeout, right? That's what happened. And the announcer, the broadcaster of the game, I hear him and this is what his point he makes is that, with all the enthusiasm, Portland is on fire, playing with the name there. And then he talks about how they just went on a 9-2 run scoring points. Like they've scored 9 points to the Sparks had only scored 2 in that time frame. And then he starts talking about how many seconds are left in the game. So he goes, Portland's on fire, going on a 9-2 run with 92 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now pause. I see what he's doing there. They went on a 9-2 run. Now there's 92 seconds left. Now think about this. Where would it say that 92 seconds are left? Nowhere. It would be 1:3:2. So for him to be ready at the moment's notice, as soon as the timeout's called and he goes into his statement, that has got to be on his teleprompter in the script for him to go ahead and talk about the 9-2 run scoring with 92 seconds left, where nowhere looking around are you going to find in this game there's 92 seconds left. You will see that there's 1 minute and 32 seconds left, but nowhere are you going to be able to look up and it read 92 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's not how time works as far as a running clock in basketball. They don't do 92 seconds. And so it was kind of thinking about it when I heard it, and also they're kind of making the point today is 2-date numerology. So you got the 9 and the 2, 11, 1 + 1 is 2. So that's where the reference.
Well, on LA's perspective, it was a 2-9 run, and that's how many points? 29.
Yeah, that's when I saw that 2-9 in the fourth quarter by Portland Fire. It totally made sense. And if you look at LA's third quarter, they had the 29. And then Portland's first quarter
told the story of the fourth quarter.
And then Portland ending up, they were all about the 2 numerology today. Look at that. Except for the third quarter, they have 2 numerology in the first, second, and fourth in the total. All is 2-date numerology on.
I just want to point out that like the end of the first half was 43-49. Like, what a barn burner.
Yeah.
What a fun game that was. But I just think they made a mistake not putting in Frida Boner more. You know what I mean?
Dude, that is awesome. What?
So, like, she comes in hot, 1 for 2 from 3-point land. Yeah, she finished 1 for 4, but, like, you got to give her the chance to go out there and really make a mark. She had 5 personal fouls. Holy crap.
She fouled out.
A boner. Oh, I love boners.
20 on 20 day. Yeah. Dude, the WNBA has got to be up there for at least top or second place on best names of their athletes that they pick up.
Yeah. It's like NASCAR, WNBA.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I was just thinking about it. Whenever I heard that announcer say that with the 9-2 run with 92 seconds left, it's like, a lot of that's kind of people just hear it in one ear, out the other. But if you really sit down and think about how, and obviously you and I don't need to be convinced that this is scripted, but that's a good kind of, way to look at how, why would he say 92 seconds left in the game to play off the 9-2 run? But for him to be ready with that 92 seconds left, that was obviously in his script to read. He was told to say 92 seconds and not 1:32. And because that's in reference to the 9-2 run scoring. So then if he's referencing 92 seconds to the 9-2 scoring, then that means that that scoring run and those points all had to be scripted as well for him to be able to reference it with the 92 seconds left. It's like kind of like a breadcrumb thing where you're following it back, or like following it backwards, basically. 92 seconds or 9-2 run. All this has to be in the script beforehand for this to happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, like bird whistling or a dog whistling.
Mm-hmm.
They took 29 3-pointers too.
They're all about the 29 today, man.
See more activity from Boner down low. You know what I mean? I wanted to see more like. I wanted to see more like bumping and chunking with Boner down low, and like some. I wanted to see some like. I want to see Boner just kind of like get in there, get into the teeth of the defense.
Right.
Just.
Oh yeah.
I just want, like, there wasn't enough penetration from Boner to really warrant the minutes. But anyway, hopefully we can get some more Boner penetration in the next game. Maybe get another career high.
I mean, personally, watching the gameplay, I thought Boner played pretty soft. I thought Boner was a little soft today. So.
Yeah. You got to play a lot harder than that if you want to, make it.
Really needs to stiffen up the D next time around in the next showing, I would say. So.
I mean, it's pretty good. Keep in mind, you did send me. Oh, wait, that is on the email. So give me a second. I'll bring those up as well because you sent me a couple good ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That was like I was like looking at that. They're coming back from halftime, and it showed their 2 names. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't we just do this a couple days ago with the All-Star game? You know.
Yeah. You got the old son here, and you got Mr. Carlin Gay.
Do you like how I screenshot it?
I'm guessing this is his boyfriend.
I tried to make sure her face looked just about as perfect as I could.
This is Carlin Gay's boyfriend right behind him.
Dude, I think
like,
you're probably right.
You looking at my man?
I think
that's my man.
Yeah, it's got the Carlin Gay. I was trying to think. It has that middle initial B. You got to see it as a B-E. Okay, so Leah B. Olson. Leah B. Olson.
And just really quickly, did you? Yeah, I sent this to you too. Like a follow up for that Heidemann character. They did this like it's very interesting. It's almost like wearing the dress for like male actors, but they did it for this like obviously like dyke lesbian. This Heidemann person that we talked about last week. They had a stream where they like dolled her up and she was like in like a Barbie outfit and obviously like very, you know, why are they appropriating my white culture first of all? But no, not really. I don't care. But like she was very, you know, Barbied up and everything. And she was like twerking on the stream and stuff. And she was like all like feminine all of a sudden. Obviously, you know, if you guys don't remember, this is what this person looks like.
The chick's a Brock, man. She's a Brock.
This is what they look like normally. So, yeah, not really.
I saw that when I opened that up, I couldn't even believe. Like, I had to like double take. I'm like, there's no way. Is that the same? But if you look at the eyes, it is her or him, whatever. I mean, I'm not even sure what that.
Yeah, that's the messed up part is that they're, you know, putting lipstick on a pig. But either way. Yeah, they did this whole thing with her and like had her act all like feminine and like what is that? That's not like dykes, like bull dykes that are with other. Which, by the way, this is the female that is with Paige Beckers, like
that.
Like the up and coming star, young star of the NBA or WNBA. So. Keep that in mind too. So that's already kind of weird.
Her nickname is Stud Bud or something like that. I've heard them call her. Yeah, I was trying to. I can't remember if it's Studdy Bud or something. Bub, Stud and Bud. That's what her nickname is. Stud Bud, basically. I've heard them call her that multiple times. I thought they were just using the words, but no, I think it's her nickname. Is what. Teaspoon. What's that?
Stud Buds.
Stud Buds. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh yeah, she's the buds with the studs for sure.
Yeah.
Teaspoon,
which is
like, why would they have T? Yeah, but like T being the transgender LBGT, and also spoon. You know, when you spoon somebody, you are the male. Like. The spoon indicates like the male cupping of a female. You know, obviously 2 women can spoon, 2 men can spoon, whatever. But the point is, it's like the idea behind it is that it's like dick to badge butt. You know what I mean? That's like the how you spoon somebody. But anyway, which I don't want to. I shouldn't sexualize it because like I think spooning is an innocent type of a thing. I think. It's just that it's been sexualized, so I don't want to sit there and make like it to be like some creepy thing. If like anyway,
well, Stud Bud,
just drop it.
You can talk about 2 males that are gay in a relationship are stud buds. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, women are called studs too. Like right now, that's like what she is a stud. That's what you would call her. You could all call her a dyke back in the day, but nowadays they call like male presenting lesbians as studs. That's what they're called.
All right, I did not know that.
Yeah, stud buds. Anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to give an update because me and you discussed it, but like I found this right after, and that's why.
Oh, it was perfect. When I opened up that picture, I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like that was perfect. I couldn't believe it.
Heidemann into Joe Man. Like they are admitting to playing with that name, which is the whole point of why we brought it up. But they like the fact that they know about it and are playing with it. It was just a disgusting scene too. The whole like stream thing that they did, it was gross. It was just a bunch of studs, a bunch of bull dykes hanging out, and then she comes out of nowhere. And by the way,
They show the best looking. That was the best looking picture you could get of her. She is still like completely tatted up and like looking like a man. Like she has a man physique, no titties. Like I'm not trying to sit here and sexualize the thing. I'm just saying they were doing the sexualizing, but the image was still all messed up. And then it's all twerking with like the bony body. It was messed up. And it's just like, that's like Paige. What is your girl doing? What, like you first, isn't that weird? Like you wouldn't want your girlfriend doing that. Why is it okay because they're lesbian? Why? What is wrong with the mind? I obviously know that there's wrong things with that whole mindset, in my opinion, but do what you want, whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's clearly like there's some wires loose at the very least.
It's a hardcore mental illness. The whole trans thing, man, that like, you know,
of course,
that is definitely there's a psychological operation going on there, and it's super destructive in many different forms of fashions. Yeah.
Well, a story for another stream, perhaps. But thank you guys for making it here. If you made it, 2 more weeks to the big triple digits. So get your.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for that? What do we want to do?
I'm not getting a whole lot of suggestions. Strangely, I got a suggestion to watch a show and then they deleted their comments or blocked us. One of the two. Very strange. It was a nice lady who was talking to me and then she just deleted her comments. But it was to watch this show called The Commons, which has an interesting name because it looked very common. The show looked just very much. I had seen that trope played out a million times on shows, so I don't know what made this show. It looked very feminist-y too, so I'm like, I wonder why. I really don't want to watch this version of this apocalyptic show. There's a million shows like it,
yeah, like instead we'll just watch The Fountain over again, man, because there's definitely you're gonna be able to get some more shit out of it, no matter how many times you watch that. That thing is crazy, man.
That's what ends up happening. We can do that. I do have it still on loan from Amazon, so I can get my sheet out and start doing some timestamps and things of that nature.
You know, I'll be hollering at you or whatever, but yeah, like you keep. I'm ready. Whatever you want to do, I'll think of something too. But the 100, we got to do something. That's huge.
Yeah, it does. It's weird. It's happened relatively fast, but
dude, and it's your streak. You're the Iron Man.
100 Sundays in a row from the moment I started.
Very impressive. You gotta acknowledge.
And
that.
shout out to Austin, wherever homeboy is too, because he was here for much of it, and I'm sure in different situation he would have loved to be here for all 100 as well. Of course, he did have an illness that made him miss an episode or two, but that aside, so shout out to you, Austin. Awesome. And maybe he can show us up for episode 100. That'd be sick. Richard, Austin, you.
That needs to happen. It needs to happen. If possible, it needs to happen. That'd be badass.
So let us know in the comments if you would like to see that and encourage our homie Austin to try to make that happen as well. But thank you guys for watching. We will be with you next Sunday as well. That'll be what, 8-9? Yeah, August 9th. So 98 in the books. Have a great rest of your night, Truth Shaman. Thank you for another excellent episode.
You as well. Great conversation as always, man.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Have a great night or day wherever you're watching. And we'll be with you next week. Later.
Everyone, take it easy out there.